Okay, we should be live. I'm pretty sure everybody should be able to see us. Yes. Hello, everybody. Am I? God, if I am muted, I'm gonna crash out. I'm not. All right, great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 20 of the Beyond Legend podcast. This is the Christmas edition, and with me today, I have some very special guests. With us, we have the famous booktubers. People have been talking about book talk girlies getting into One Piece, and it's been a whole trend. And I've seen the memes about book talk girlies running into Agenda Piece, and I just thought, why don't we just bring the book talk girlies on, and let's have them meet Murphy, who used to be a booktube girly, and now he's a One Piece girly who's also still a booktuber, and just have this nice united bit of chaos. So, one, I want to introduce the person on the top left, Carla, the one who started it all. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm great. Really excited to be here.
It's amazing. So, can you give us a little backstory, like a background of how you got into One Piece? Why
Yeah.
did you start? Like, what? Give me a little background.
So I completely stumbled upon this entire world. I call him my little brother. He's in his 20s, but my younger brother has been watching One Piece since he was 6 years old. And every time I talk about my books, he's like, "You have to read One Piece. It's the best thing ever written." Yada yada. But I've never read manga, so to me, it just didn't. It wasn't a medium that I'd ever explored. But there's a one of my favorite series, Red Rising. I've been wanting him to read it for a really long time. So I made a deal with him that if he would read Red Rising, I would read One Piece. Which, in hindsight, One Piece is significantly longer than Red Rising, but I've gotten him into some other books. So he made it through the first five Red Rising books, and I was like, all right, it's time for me to actually hold up my end of the bargain. And what's really funny is when I posted about it on TikTok, I didn't realize how large the manga space was and the One Piece community was. So I was like, okay, maybe like 2,000 people would see this. Like, I'll talk about it, and it's just going to be like my tiny little corner. And then I realized that there is a massive One Piece community on TikTok. So from there, a lot of my friends were like really inspired by me talking about this. And initially, all of my videos were just like, "Hey, spoiler, spoiler, spoiler," because I didn't think there was really going to be this like huge book talk community that would be interested in listening to me talk about One Piece. But
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of opened up an entire new medium of storytelling for me, and it's been a really cool way to just like bond with my brother. Now he's reading some other books that I've asked him to read, and we just like get to talk about the things we love.
And it's
It's been really cool.
only gonna get bigger because the deeper you get into the story, the more of a stand you're gonna become. And I think the perfect example of that is our next book talk. Miss Mari, welcome. I know you're a good friend of Karen, so I'm very happy to have you here. Do you want to share your story of how you got into One Piece?
Yeah. So Carla and I actually met when I was up in New York for New York Comic Con this year, and we were at a publishing event together. We met. I followed her on TikTok. I'm pretty sure you had already started this journey when you
Yeah,
first happened.
I
Yeah.
think I
So
was like maybe like 2 or 3 arcs in.
yeah. So you had already started this. I had no idea this was going on at all. And then I started getting her videos on my For You page, and I'm like, interesting, because I'm not new to manga. I'm not new to anime at all. It's been part of my life. And I was just very against. I was one of those people that the One Piece fans would be like, you need to read it. And I'd be like, absolutely not. Like, that is too long. I'm never going to do that. Two of my best friends in real life have tried for like 4 years to get me to do it. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to. And, all it gets is like one specific person to say one like specific thing that gets me. And I love Carla's videos and everything that she reads. So I was like, okay, I'll read it. I'll do it. Whatever.
Oh, so it was
I
Carla that
I'm
convinced
it was
you.
honored.
Carla. Yes, it was Carla because
No, no
like
way.
yeah, because when it comes to my reading, like I love my IRL friends, but we don't always like the same things. So it was like you telling me you like One Piece doesn't hold the stock that I needed to for me to take on a 1100 chapter story. But like I know Carla's taste in books, so that just kind of clicked for
Nice.
me. And so I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll try it. I work from home and I wasn't doing anything that day. I was like, I have Shonen Jump. Like my fiance has it. Let me just go ahead and read it. Damn, that shit like overtook my life. That was October 29th that I started this. And I
I
am
love that
now
you remember the date.
yeah. because everyone asked me like, how long has it been? And I am now on Punk Hazard. So that's kind of how we got here.
What was the chapter that ended up hooking you? Because if it was it like day one that you were like, okay, I'm in?
Yeah, like I can tell very early on, like if I like just one specific thing, and I just loved Luffy as a character. I thought he was ridiculous,
Yes.
and I was like, I'm gonna stick it out. Like I'm gonna stick it out just for this dude, just for this kid.
I think for me, anything that's animal related always like sucks me in and makes me really emotional. And I didn't realize how Oda was going to use like animals to showcase like so much throughout the story. And like Choo Choo from the very beginning, I found myself reading the first arc and I'm like, why am I crying about a dog within 5 chapters? So
we all did. We all did.
Yeah.
I think my first real cry was Laboon. That was my first
That
like
was a
good
one.
cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laboon?
Arlong
Really?
Park didn't get you?
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say. It wasn't Arlong Park?
I meant with animals. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was about to say,
You're like,
my bad.
is that,
No,
is
no,
that
no.
not Thriller
Might be
Bark? Did
very
we just
different.
like nothing gets
No.
you to that?
Also, no.
The first Laboon.
The first
Oh,
Laboon,
the first one with
yeah.
with
Literally
Crocus.
just Reverse Mountain, like just that got me. Like that was my first like good animal cry.
I think Reverse Mountain is one of my favorite arcs so far. I know I'm like really early in the story, but I thought it was so good. Laboon gets me.
What
Really
is
good.
your favorite? What's your top arc so far?
I think it has to be Arlong Park.
Yes.
Because I think that's where I really understood the depths of the storytelling. I feel like everything was still very surface level until we got there. And then we started to peel back some layers and see the depth of the writing. And for me, like one of the craziest things about starting to read manga is as a fantasy reader, I read really thick books. So I'm used to getting all of like the emotion and the investment from text. So having to flip from relying on just text to looking at art as being such a big piece of the story. And that panel when Luffy puts the hat on Nami's head, like was so emotional for me. And that was the arc that like truly changed the game for me.
Yeah.
I am curious.
Was it difficult for... I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I do have a quick question. Did you ever go to YouTube to look at these moments like animated as well to see how it was, or do you guys just like strictly manga? Because I'm curious if you're doing like simultaneously or not, trying to get the emotions of it.
I've watched some clips on Crunchyroll.
So yeah, so I'm watching clips. So what I'm doing is I'm not watching the entire anime, but after I finish an arc, I do ask my brother or I ask like just some of like my community what episodes or clips I should watch. I actually watched all of the Arlong Park episodes, but what's interesting, especially like once we start to talk like down the road about like what some of the more traditional fans look for versus like what some of the quote unquote BOOKTOK girlies are looking at. Everyone told me to watch episodes 37 and 38 of Arlong Park because that's where the action comes into play. And I started to read the synopsis and I was like, no, I think I really want to watch episode 36, which is where the Belmare backstory is shown. And that, for me, I was sitting on my couch, like actually bawling. Like that got me so much more than the manga did. So ever since that point, I do go back and look at specific scenes or episodes because I think it adds to the experience.
Yeah, I agree. I usually, what I've been doing, and I stopped doing this at a certain point that I won't say when, and I'll say that later. But people, after I would post my like review of an arc, people would say, okay, you can watch these episodes. And so, yeah, the voice acting of the sub of that episode with like Belmare and Nami asking for help. Oh my God, I was a shit show. I was crying so hard.
Gets you every
I was also like, my brother was watching this when he was 6. I'm like, I don't think my mom knew what my brother was watching. Like, she just said, oh, cartoons, this is fine. I was like, this is pretty dark.
Well, it's just a silly pirate story. What do you mean?
Hey, some people say that. Some people look. It only the later on you get into the story, One Piece does this thing where it balances the this is a goofy pirate manga where oh my God I've been traumatized for the next 10 years like completely. And I think the first experience of that is reading Arlong Park. I think one of the things I loved about Arlong Park is I loved Arlong a lot, because he had such hatred for human beings, but at the same time there was a distinct and specific level of care he had for his fisherman brothers that you wouldn't expect with someone so villainous and so heinous to kill Belmer in the way he did. So to see that racism played out in such a way that they didn't go too deep into it, but you can clearly see, no, this guy isn't probably a bad person to any fisherman, but to humans, it's like it's all hatred. That's it. They're scum. They're beneath me. Point blank, nothing. And to see a child go through to suffer the consequences of years of hatred. When you think about something that deep and that undertone, a lot of people would never really understand that watching One Piece at the beginning, where you're just seeing Luffy with a hat and Shanks and the Lord of the Coast and all that stuff. So I think that's why I really love Arlong Park a lot.
I agree. I mean, I think there's so many undertones and themes that I did not think that I would get from One Piece that I have. And like you see it so early on too. Like you see it with like the privatization of healthcare in Drum Island, which is crazy. Just like and that's what I think is so fun, like reading it from this perspective, because when I read manga before, I mean I've always kind of read it, but I watch anime more. I was never looking at it the way that I look at the books that I read. And then I read primarily only like, fantasy novels and romantasy novels for the past 3 or 4 years. And now I went into One Piece specifically wanting to read it like very critically. And that has been so fun because I just did not think that I would get that from this at all.
Yeah, I think I had the same
No, I was just agreeing that there's incredible depth. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I had the same experience, Mari, because I knew going into it just from having conversations with my brother, like the symbolism behind One Piece and the flag and like what that's meant just for movements around the world. So I went into it looking for those kinds of themes. And I think even though they're a little bit more surface level, they're evident from the very beginning. You're seeing themes of abuse of power, political oppression, like right from Romance Dawn. Obviously, we've gotten so much more depth out of the story as we progress, but yeah, I think they're evident from the jump.
Which is great.
Absolutely.
So then,
did you guys find it?
Go ahead. No. I interrupted you last time. Go.
Did you guys find it difficult switching from prose to a more visual medium? Because I found at the beginning with Romance Dawn, I was reading all the dialogue, and then I would have to remind myself the illustrations are as much a part of the story. Like I need this to function in this story, and I had to like retrain my brain to engage with manga correctly. Which I know, Mari, you said that this isn't new for you. So I guess this question, you were reading manga when you were little, weren't you? Okay, yeah. So specifically, Carla, was it difficult for you to retrain your brain to engage outside of standard prose?
I think that was the most challenging thing for me. When I first went into it, everyone was like, it's going to take you some time to get used to like reading from like right to left. That to me actually was a very seamless transition. I feel like I didn't even skip a beat, but especially as someone that reads epic fantasy, which is very text heavy, I'm so used to relying on the text for like emotional depth, and prose is so important to me. You can be telling the best story. If I'm not connecting with the author's prose, it's very hard for me to keep going. So switching my brain from focusing on the text to really focusing on the art, which is such a big part of the storytelling, was definitely a challenge at first, because I would like start running through and I'm like, wait, go back, take a beat, take in the panels. So I think it took me like probably through the end of Romance Dawn to start to feel really comfortable with just like pausing and taking in the images.
Yeah, I definitely have that struggle.
Even me, like there were times where I would be like really, really into the story and not paying it. Like even though I have done it before, because I went into it differently than I have with manga that I've read in the past, I did sometimes be like, ooh, I didn't really pay attention too much to like what was actually going on in the background. I was just like reading, trying to get to like, what's happening. So there were a lot of times where I would go back and like reread chapters just because I could see myself getting too deep into like the dialogue and that I wasn't paying attention to like what was going on. So even having that background in reading manga, sometimes it just takes getting used to again, especially if you're wanting to like, I literally have an entire notebook that I have dedicated solely to all of my One Piece notes. And so there were so many times where I would like go back and be like, I don't think I took any notes right there, and I feel like a lot happened, and I want to go back and do that.
I actually want to start a notebook. I take notes on my notes app, but one thing I've like I'm not even a quarter in, and I already know that this is like a story that I'm going to have to reread, because when I finish an arc and I have a conversation with my brother, he's like, okay, did you notice how this connected to that? And I'm like, wait, no. It's really hard for a first-time consumer of One Piece to connect all the dots. But if you're someone that's been consuming it for a while and like he's read it multiple times, he's watched it multiple times, he's like, yeah, that connected back to that. And once he mentions it, I'm like, okay, now I see it. So I think taking notes is going to be so important, like going back to that. But I feel like I already know that I'm going to have to somehow take in this story a second time through some medium, because I feel like I'm already missing things.
Yeah, my plan right now is to basically start watching the anime when I get caught up.
Yes.
Because that'll give me enough time. So I have terrible memory, like the worst memory possible. I have chronic migraines, so like brain is not braining the way that it should be. So I forget things very, very easily. So I'm like, by the time that I get caught up, I basically won't remember what happened in Romance Dawn. So let's go through it with the anime. And I'm like, no one pace, no skipping fillers. I'm doing it all. So that's the current plan.
Too. You're choosing
I'm doing fillers.
Oh, you want everything?
I'm doing everything. When I watch Naruto, well, we'll see how bad it is, I guess.
So it's not bad.
That's the plan.
One Piece filler is notorious for being actually good, especially in filler G5.
Okay.
Everyone in the chat will know about G5.
Dude, the amount of times I got told.
Oh, I've heard about G5. That
G5
I have
is
to.
excellent. No, like it is genuine.
They bullied me into watching G5 as well.
As they should.
The amount of times that I have gotten that commented in my comment section, I'm like, I'm gonna do it when I watch it. I'm not doing that right now.
We are getting a new anime though, so you can.
I've heard. How do you guys feel
win.
about the new anime? It's supposed to cut out a lot of the filler, from what I hear.
Well, they haven't even put out a trailer, so right now we don't know if it's actually going to happen or not. It seems like a myth at this point. Like it's ridiculous. And they announced it like 2 years ago.
They've been very tight-lipped about it. Like we've gotten a couple of storyboards, and that's it.
Oh, it's
well,
G8.
I mean, WIT is a business studio.
By the way, sorry guys, it's G8. I said G5 like 70 times. Right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Not right, wrong.
I remember now.
Right. It was the chat's fault. We said G8.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, here we go.
What? How do you guys feel about the live action?
I love it.
Okay.
I love the live action so much.
I really want to watch it, but everyone in my comments has been like, you cannot touch it until you get to like chapter 500 because it's going to spoil a character. So I'm just like, okay, let me know when I get there, please. So I really want to watch it.
Yes, and I've gotten to that point, and I say don't watch it. Like, definitely don't watch it.
Okay.
I would say
I've listened. I haven't touched it.
It goes.
It's not the end of the world. It's not
it ventures off the story in very random ways that'll kind of it'll confuse you a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, have you run into Garp yet, Carla? I feel like you have. Yeah, she must have.
I don't think so.
Wasn't Garp with Oh my God, has she not run into Garp?
This is gonna. I'm like, is this one of those moments where I'm gonna forget something that I should not have forgotten? But I don't think
because I know he deals with because you know about Axan Morgan already. Right, because that's earlier on.
Story.
But then
he's in a cover story, but they don't say his name.
I would say
Lucky. So I've seen him, but I don't know what his name is.
Only in a.
You saw him in literally one cover story, one maybe two.
Okay,
so no, you literally don't know anything about him.
Yeah, then it would spoil. Let's spoil it. Okay.
Sorry, guys. You guys can talk about it when you leave.
I will say this though. When you watch it for Arlong, because for me as a black man, Arlong is just very, very, very refreshing. He will remind you of, how do I say this politically? He just reminds you of like a very eccentric black man from New York. That's the best way I can describe it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know.
I'm very excited to get to Fishman Island because I at least know that there is a lot of depth to that story that I haven't been introduced to. And I've only seen what I saw in Arlong Park, but I know that there's a lot more and that it's a layered story. So I'm excited to get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We belovedly call him Arc. He is fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait to pick your brain. So I do have a few takes on Fishman Island that I want to pick your brain on because I fight with my friend Eric about one character. I'm not going to say his name. So Mari, I'm going to need your opinion on this sooner or later. But yes. One question I do want to ask, because at the end of the day, most of the chat's been laughing because I'm wearing a quarter zip. I did this on purpose. But
I've been reading the chat.
you're lucky I
I've
didn't
been
put on
reading
the
the
glasses.
chat.
I'm glad I can't see the chat. I can't do
Yeah,
two things
just
at
I'm
once.
in.
Don't look at the
I
chat.
am in
It's
full. I'm in
ridiculous.
full grift right now. So just anywho, but I gotta throw in a little bit of rattery as well. So, do we have favorites? Do we have favorite characters? Let's get into that.
Oh,
What are the
no.
favorites?
Oh no, what are you gonna do to these girls?
Just everything.
I mean, I say it in my videos all the time, and people get mad at me. They don't like whatever. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Straw Hat for me right now is still Nami.
Okay.
I love
Good
her
take.
for so many reasons. Non-Straw Hat, I love the animals. I love Laboon and I love Shushu, but Dr. Kureha for me is like a big favorite. I think she's such a baddie. She's like dynamic. She's layered. I did just a video talking about her. I think for now she's my favorite non-Straw Hat.
Iconic.
That's actually pretty. I
I-
like Dr. Gura. Yeah.
Very. My two favorite characters. I can't say who they are yet, but I can say who they were where I was where Carla is at, and it would have to be. I hate to say it, honestly. Like, I hate to
You're
say
gonna-
it.
I think you're gonna say like there's one that's already been spoiled for me.
No. I hate to say that Sanji was one of my favorite
I knew
characters.
it. Oh, I knew the
Don't be ashamed.
hesitancy. Knew
Don't
it
be
was coming.
ashamed. Don't be ashamed.
Don't give Jay any validation.
Don't be ashamed. It's okay.
Wait,
It's a great
Murphy, do you not like Sanji?
No, I love Sanji.
Oh, okay. I like Sanji too.
Sanji's great. Sanji's
There's
great.
reasons.
Sanji's great. He just also has his moments.
He has his moments. Yeah.
I've heard that the moments are worse in the anime versus the manga.
Bro.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Non-Straw Hat at this point. Oh shoot. Do I have a non-favorite? I don't think I have a non-Straw Hat favorite.
Really?
Well, I do,
The
but
windmill guy? I feel like the windmill guy gets it.
he was great. But like, from Nami's
From
village.
From
Oh, was it Genzo?
Well, I guess
If
it would
you
have
say
to be.
something I'm not going to remember, it's fine.
Well, you read all those parts, so you would know. Yeah. Is it Genzo?
it's from our
Jinzo?
lungs.
Huh?
What? Oh, are you asking
The
me?
windmill guy.
You
Oh,
asking
yeah, that's
me
right.
what his
So
name is?
you have a bad memory, and so does Mari, and I don't think Carla remembers either. So I'm guessing.
It's okay.
I'm guessing Genzo. Yes, it's Genzo. I was right. Fantastic. Okay.
All right, Chad is confirmed.
I guess it would be him because that is kind of the tattoo that I have of Nami. It's the tattoo that she gets after leaving Arlong Park, so probably that.
You know what it is about Nami? She resonates so much with me because I'm an eldest daughter and I have two younger siblings. And I feel like Nami with the boys is how I feel like my life is with my siblings. Like constantly having to like reel them in, get things done. And they're just like, doo-doo-doo-doo. I don't know. I love her.
Yeah. Nami's
Always
a
trying
classic.
to keep them. Yes, she is.
So, Mara, you saying Sanji over Zoro is that what you're saying, or like do you like Zoro too? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like we've got is this an intro into agenda piece?
Don't listen to just don't listen to Murphy. I'm just asking a simple question. All right, it's nothing.
Unfortunately for you, I've been introduced to Agenda Piece, and I know where this is headed.
I'm just
This is
asking.
not
I'm
an-
just asking just a light question. It's very lighthearted. There's no ulterior motive whatsoever. I'm just curious.
Mari's gonna get bullied in the comments.
No, she's not.
Oh, he's gonna clip it. It's gonna be the
Fine.
end.
No, it's not. He's over Zoro. I feel like just Zoro hasn't showed me enough of him yet.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I
Like-
get you. I do. Yeah.
Like-
And that's like.
Like,
You need more depth.
yes. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's okay. That's there's nothing wrong with that at all. Carla, I don't know if you have an opinion on this yet. I know you're still kind of, easing into it. How do you feel? Do you like Zoro, Sanji? What do you?
I like them both. I do think, honestly, I don't necessarily have an opinion on even like who I like better yet. I was laughing with Little Garden because it feels like they're just in like a D fight over like who can get the biggest animal. And everyone's like, he can beat him. No, he can beat him. Like, guys, they're just like fighting over who has the bigger one. Like, I just, but no, I don't necessarily have an opinion yet.
I think that's a great answer. It's funny. See, so here's how it works here. I get made fun of because I'm wearing a quarter zip and now I'm grifting. But then I start acting like Jay, and I'm like, Jay, it's too early. Stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. So it's like, which one do you guys want?
Win.
I can't
You can't
win.
win.
I can't win. I actually do have a genuine, well, not genuine, but I have less toxic question. If you could give an elevator speech to somebody to get them into One Piece, now that you're kind of getting into it, what would you tell them?
Oh.
If you are looking for a story with great world building, a dynamic cast of characters with great character development, and some political intrigue, and it's a slow burn, this is a great option for you.
I think I would say the same, but then add that it has a wonderful found family theme, which I feel like is the biggest theme that we like, especially, you know, when you're reading fantasy, that is like the biggest thing that you look for is that the cast of characters feel like they're finding each other for a reason and that that is going to drive the plot. And I feel like that's what's driven the plot for me the most is the fact that this little Straw Hat crew feels like a family, and especially in a world where we see that blood family is not always everything. And it's more the people that you find for yourself.
And emotional devastation. I feel like at least my little corner
If you like to cry,
absolutely loves emotional devastation. So all I have to say is I cry and they're like, I'm in.
If you are an emotional girly like I am, you're going to cry every arc. So go read it.
Yeah. It'll do that for you.
I think one of the things that I love the most is I love a slow burn. I love a story that takes its time developing and allows us to take our time getting to know the characters and discovering new layers. And I appreciate that so much more than something that just moves very, really quickly, really fast. And One Piece definitely delivers that.
I'm wondering. I think I've never heard One Piece classified as a slow burn before, but it technically is. Like, Murphy, how do you feel about that?
I'd say it is.
Did you feel like it was a slow burn when you were starting out?
No, I didn't. But I think that, especially compared to other manga, like usually they try to get you into some action pretty quickly to hook you. And I think One Piece did trust its readers a bit more than that. Like it did have its goofy gags right from the start. You know, we have a stretchy boy right at the beginning. But we also had the big emotional moments in chapter 1. And I think that was more of the emphasis than the big fights, which I think a lot of shonen will put the emphasis more on, like, look at this cool thing. And One Piece put more emphasis on the heart of the story, which I think is true to what One Piece truly is. So in that sense, I think that it could be considered a slow burn. I mean, I was hooked from chapter 1. I didn't feel like I needed a lot of time, but that's not necessarily what slow burn means. It just means like takes its time to get into the big stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a slow burn in the way that it takes its time to like really hook you on character backstories. Like, yes, you get like a big emotional moment right at the beginning, but then you start meeting characters that you don't know are even gonna like show you this like are even gonna have you like crying, you know? And so it's like each arc so far has been a slow burn introduction backstory to a specific Straw Hat. So I think it's a slow burn in that sense. And I mean, even now where I'm at, I'm still finding shit out.
Yeah, you will. That won't stop.
And it's funny because when I started One Piece, it felt like a slow burn to me until I got to Baratier. Because Baratier is where I really was like, okay, I love this series. Because I started with One Piece on 4Kids. So 4Kids is like earlier on. One thing you guys need to do. You guys need to go back and watch the 4Kids dub because Sanji's voice.
Oh yeah, isn't Sanji's
like
a New Jersey man?
A New Jersey, a sleazy Jersey Italian accent. It's disgusting, but it's hilarious. Like it is worth and they gave him a lollipop as well. He wasn't smoking cigarettes, so like it's just very worth your time. It'll just be hilarious. But it wasn't until Baratier where I really got involved because I'm a big Sanji guy. Like I loved Sanji earlier on. I think chivalry is something that I really respected as a kid. I was a Disney kid, so like I grew up with that whole imagery of, you know, like take care of your own, yada yada yada. And then seeing Sanji, his love for Zeph's backstory, like the sacrifice that he had, like everything about Baratier really meant the world to me, and it was like, wow, okay, this is incredible. So Romance Dawn, what's it called? Syrup Village, all of that stuff. Like, it was great, but it felt a little slow to me until we got to Baratier. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys felt the same way. What was the arc? I think you guys mentioned the arcs that hooked you guys immediately, right?
I mean, I was hooked from the get-go.
Yeah, I enjoyed it from the very beginning, but for me, Arlong Park just like showed a different layer of depth. But I loved Baratier, and what I really loved about Sanji is his dedication to feeding people regardless of their background. Like he thought it was his purpose, his job to feed anyone, whether they're a good guy, a bad guy, whether he liked them, whether he didn't like them. And I think that was like that's something that I really loved about his character right from the beginning. I was not expecting the foot scene.
Oh my god, not at all.
Oh, with Zeph? Yeah, that was pretty gruesome. I'm not gonna lie, that was really gruesome. That's another one of those moments in One Piece where like, this is really happy. Oh, he ate his leg. Wow, that's yeah.
I had really someone in my comments who only watched the anime and didn't read the manga was like, "You're really dumb. You're misinterpreting that. He didn't eat his foot. Like he cut it off to save Sanji." And I'm like, "Oh no, you only watched the anime. No, he definitely ate his foot."
Like
so interesting that they censored that because so they made the movies, right? And I think I watched the movie for Romance Dawn and they didn't censor it in the movie.
In the live action?
No. They like remastered. They basically like made a movie for like all the early arcs, very, very fast paced. And I watched it randomly one day and they did not censor it.
Animated?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
I do agree with that though. I think for me, Baratier is the first 10 out of 10 arc of One Piece. And like going back, especially, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like no notes. It's just perfect.
I agree. I think something that like really hit with Baratier for me was the theme of like single parents is shown a lot in this story and like how much, a parent gives up for their child or their chosen child essentially. And I have a single mom, so like that just like hit so hard. So I agree that like Baratier was probably the first one where I was like, holy storytelling. Like I liked it already from the beginning because I was having a good time. And again, like I said in the beginning, I didn't realize how much I was going to get from One Piece as a story. So I went into it with really like no expectations other than silly pirate story with this kid named Luffy as the main character. That is all I knew because one thing that people say all the time is, how have you not been spoiled on anything in One Piece? And I'm like, I don't think you understand how easy it is to avoid One Piece manga or One Piece media if you really don't want to hear about it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so easy to train your algorithms to not show you anything. And that's what I did. So I wasn't seeing anything about it whatsoever. And so...
yeah. Same. I don't get the edits. I get everyone saying, like, don't watch the edits, don't watch the videos when they pop up. And like, my algorithm doesn't pick them up.
Same. Well, I mean, it does now. But I was the same way going through. It was so easy. Yeah, so easy not to be spoiled. And it's one of those things where people are like, but you have to have heard something. And I'm like, not if I didn't read any manga anyway before this. Like, my life, this is a whole new world for me. Yep. I don't know these people, like nobody's spoiling me.
And also, if you hear something really big spoilers, but that's just because there were people specifically putting them in the comments like, this happens. And then I blocked them all and now it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. I also feel like if you hear something about One Piece, 5 years before you start it, you're not gonna fucking know who that person is. Like,
that is very true.
Like, I didn't know who anyone was going into this, like, at all, other than Luffy.
Yeah. One question I do have is, oh my god, it just left my memory. Oh my god. Syrup Village. So for me, Syrup Village is interesting because I wouldn't call it a bad arc at all, but it seems like one of the... You would?
Bad.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna unpack that.
I want to know why Murphy thinks it's bad.
Because
okay.
it's because to me it's one of the more lackluster arcs where it's kind of just like it is what it is. So I wanted to know, as new readers and as fresh readers, how do you guys feel about Syrup Village? Because in retrospect, a lot of us look back on Syrup Village and we're like, it's kind of mid. Like, it's kind of mid. Why do you guys feel about Syrup Village?
You can go ahead, Carla.
As I was reading it, I honestly, it didn't invoke any like specifically strong emotions. I will say it was one of the hardest ones for me to get through. Like, I feel like I just kept being like, okay, when are we moving past like to the next thing? I loved Usopp from the beginning, like the whole idea of the boy who cried wolf, like, and it was like Peter Pan and the Lost Boys roaming around this island. But I didn't necessarily feel super emotionally connected to any of the story that was being told. And I'd say I would agree with it being relatively lackluster, but I I'm not at a point where like I specifically hate it.
Okay.
I think I agree. I don't hate it. I think it's just like an arc that introduces us. Yeah, it's an arc that introduces us to Usopp, and I feel like he's basically just the normal dude on the crew, you know. Yeah, I don't have
Normal, like power wise, or normal.
like I think he's
like, he's not all normal.
Okay, no. I think he's supposed to like represent like just like someone that doesn't necessarily have like a dream to do anything. Like he's just like he found friends and then went with them, you know, as opposed to the rest who have specific goals in mind to reach right from the get-go. So he's kind of supposed to represent like the regular old person, even though he's got his quirks.
Okay.
Murphy, tell us more.
That's fascinating. Murphy,
Oh
yes,
my
go
gosh!
ahead.
Okay,
Here she
what's
go.
Poop Emoji? What's Poop Emoji Butler's name? What's his name? What's the daggone Butler's name?
Oh, what? Oh my God. What is his name?
What's his name? Someone in the
Wait,
chat.
what's the question?
The sheep
The
guy?
butler's name.
The butler with the poop emojis on his lapels. What's his name?
Oh, Kuro?
Yes.
Kuro?
The
Captain
villain?
Kuro?
Yeah,
Captain Kuro?
Kuro.
Are you talking about the main
We're gonna call
villain?
him Kuro. Okay, Kuro! Oh my gosh, he's the worst villain in the whole wide world.
What about the pussyfoot technique?
First of all,
Huh?
this number, way overused, not that clever. It was obvious from the jump that something was up with his nails. Okay, second, his plan was so convoluted. Like, okay, it's been a minute since I've read this, but let me try to pull this from my brain. I'm pretty sure he, as a pirate, was like, all the rest of his pirate crew, he's like, hey, go sit over there for forever and a day. I'll go be a butler. But then when the time is ripe, I'm going to kill everyone and also make it super obvious that it was me. Like, one guy, he's just like, here's some new glasses. And he's just like, I should probably kill him in cold blood. And then I won't actually be able to stay butler because it's going to be super obvious that I killed this guy, even though I'm supposed to kill everyone and then make it seem like it wasn't me so that I can just make off with the fortune and stay on this island in my comfy, cozy life. But actually, for no reason, I'm going to kill this guy in the manor, even though I'm the only one here and I'm the only one that could have possibly done it. His plan was so long-winded, so convoluted, and
I also thought, like, as I was reading it, I was like,
go ahead.
I was like, he's gonna Misha Barton her. Like, that's what he's doing. Like, in The Sixth Sense, like, I thought he was slowly poisoning her because that would have felt like a smarter plan than the whole, like, you're gonna go and kill her and do this and do that. But
multiple times he does stuff that shoots his own plan in the foot. I'm supposed to think that he's somewhat smart. It's not going to happen. It's not true. Like, no one's going to think this. No one's going to come away from this thinking, a guy is anyway smart. Oh my gosh. I can't stand the lad. I think that the arc as a whole was too long for what it was.
I agree.
Yes.
It did drag. I felt like it was dragging as I was reading it.
I feel like it dumbed down all nonsense.
I also feel like it dumbed down all the characters. Like, nobody was acting particularly smart.
Yes, and some of it was funny. Like when they're getting stuck in the sledge, and Nami like grabs a hold of Zoro and throws him back there to save herself. Like that's funny. Or when Kuro turns on his crew and Luffy is just outraged because he's like, "That's your crew. What are you doing?" You know, like there were still good moments, but then there was the right.
It did get me when Usopp disbanded his little like pirate crew because like they like those were that was like probably the one tiny moment where I was like, "Oh," but yeah, I don't think it was anything necessarily special.
Yes,
Kuro was just a dick. He's just a fucking dumbass.
I literally thought you said Carla's just a dick, and I'm like, what did I do to you?
You're like, excuse me?
Not you.
now it's time to turn on each other.
No, I think I like verbatim said that in my Sir Village like review. I was like, Kuro was just a dick. Like he didn't have like a true goal. Like he wasn't like trying to find treasure. He was like, fuck you, I want to get rich, and fuck you. Like, cool. What a purpose, I guess.
Yeah. Hate.
I'm having a great
Anyway,
time.
Jay, what do you think about Sir Village?
I don't know. I'm just having a great time. This has been very fun, right? Murphy has this thing where she's like relaxed, she's all sweet, and then the moment something she hates, she just turns into a completely out.
That's
Like
been my
it's
favorite
beautiful.
part of this live.
It is. This is the real Murphy. Everybody, this is her. The
Now, hang on.
eccentric, highly
No.
opinionated.
I love-
This is it.
I love how as she's yelling, her camera's doing this to like
just
show
shaking
her emotion.
everything. She's just losing her mind, and I'm like, this is what I'm here for. This is what we pay money
I
for.
love
to see.
I didn't think anyone was that passionate about Syrup Village, but I'm glad that we found some passion.
I just something in my heart, something in my spirit told me just ask about Syrup Village because you're gonna get a good answer here, and it was just like fantastic. I mean, Syrup Village
Jay
is.
thinks you crash out more than anyone. Sorry. Go
Oh
ahead.
yes, I've seen it. Yes. Now my crash outs are just as bad, but the Syrup Village isn't the one that'll make me crash out. I just thought Syrup Village was really mediocre. Like, so when I mentioned the pussyfoot technique, that's Kuro's little dancing technique. In the anime, it's called the pussyfoot technique. I don't know if that's what it's called in the manga. So that's
I don't think so because I think that would have stuck. In
I
my
feel like
brain.
it would have. So when I said it,
But
I was
also-
expecting like a giggle, and you were just like, "What is he talking about?" I was like, "Oh, this is embarrassing."
I
This is-
also
We-
will say this Shonen Jump translation right now is apparently not what everyone is used to. I don't think it's the same translation that is in the physical volumes because there are so many times where I'll say something and everyone's like, "Fuck, are you talking about?" And I'm like,
It's been updated.
literally right here. What do you mean? What am I talking about? I have the panel in my fucking hand,
Mhm.
and it's not that. So,
I
like,
got-
the Going Merry is not the Going Merry.
Yes. I got
It's the
so
merry-go.
burned because in the updated translation it says the merry-go because that's the more like modern updated translation. But in the original manga, they translated it as the Going Merry, and I said the merry-go on a video. Roasted.
Mhm.
I learned.
Yep.
I learned from you. Thank you.
Yep. Don't do it.
Here to serve.
Yes. But yeah, to me, it's a mediocre. It was just mediocre. I mean, Clawhador Kuro, like, I thought his fighting style was kind of cool, but for the most part, Luffy and Zoro really, I don't know, they just treated like a walk in the park. And like Murphy said, he was just violently unserious. Like, his whole plan was unserious. This guy was presented as the man with 1,000 plans. This guy who's super smart, he's super notorious. And the whole time, the guy's an idiot. And I'm just like, this is just
stupid.
not... This is not it, and it's the boy who cried wolf thing. Like, it's a very popular trope, and it was fine for the most part. I won't lie, I do find that trope a little bit annoying for the most part. So for me, it didn't land. It was more like, okay, no, we get it. But one of the things I do like is, like you said, Usopp being the regular guy out of these crew of monsters. And Nami's regular in a sense, but her personality's so large, it never really seems.
Well,
like
she's also so fucking smart. Too.
yeah, smart, and then
Like,
you can
that
see
kind
her
of-
hold her own with her staff with Buggy as well. So you already know, and she's sailing the seas alone as a woman in a pirate world. Is like, you know what I'm saying? So she's not really a regular
Exactly.
person. Let's be honest, she's just not. But Usopp kind of having the courage to face people that are clearly outclassing him was like kind of inspiring. And then also the way he joined the crew, I thought it was nice. They were like, "Yo, man, what are you doing? Like, get aboard. Like, stop. Like, just come on." So I found Usopp endearing. But for the most part, the arc kind of just came and it left. Like, the little kids, I know people may not like this. I don't really care about the little kids, Pepper and whatever their names are. They're kind of cool. I
Oh,
guess,
Onion
whatever.
and Carrot.
Yeah,
or
Onion.
whatever.
I'm not.
Wait,
I don't know their names.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
their
have a
names. I have
question
no
for you
idea.
guys, Jay and Murphy.
Yes.
How many times have you guys consumed the One Piece story? And I ask because I feel like anytime that I talk to like big fans, you guys remember so many details, and I'm like, this is how I know I'm gonna have to reread this. I feel like there's no way I can
Murphy
remember
forgets
all of
everything.
it.
Don't include Murphy.
I
in this.
forget everything.
She forgets everything. It's actually insanity.
We'll talk about. He'll remind me of someone, and then like 30 minutes later, we're still talking, and I'm like, "Who's that?" And he has to remind me a
That's
second
me.
time.
Yeah, and I look at her. I'm like, Murphy, how? Like, you make videos of this.
I
Like,
don't
I
You know,
can't.
this makes me feel really good about myself because I often forget things. So the fact that this is okay in this community is wonderful.
Oh my god.
That's literally what Mari and I were talking about before doing this live. I was like, I have this fear that we're gonna talk about someone, I'm just gonna blank and be like, I have no idea who that is.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
one of my shorts editor made a short of her forgetting every important name. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Yeah, you remember. It's the funniest thing ever.
No, I don't remember. Of course I forgot. I forget
Of course you
everything.
don't remember, right? Yeah, that's just, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
so
Yeah.
hateful.
It's very funny. I think people found it funny. I thought it was great. But
I'm sure they did.
to answer your question, I've consumed One Piece a lot in my life. So there was one thing before Twitch was a thing. There used to be a thing called Justin TV. So when I graduated high school and I was about to go into college, I had a whole free summer, and they had a 24-hour One Piece stream. So what I would normally do is I'd wake up, I'd play games with my friends, and we'd have that Justin TV stream playing nonstop. So all throughout the summer, I just had that playing, and I would see arcs. Oh, we're in Ennis Lobby this time. Oh, we're in Marineford. One Piece was my favorite story at the time, so I just rewatched the anime so many different times, and there's times where I've intentionally sat down and rewatched the anime because I just grew up with anime as a kid. That was kind of my escape haven. Like I'm an immigrant kid, and when you have immigrant parents, you're not really allowed to do the stuff. No sleepovers. Do I know their parents? All that stuff, right? So I'm mainly stuck in the house. So anime was my safe haven. Manga was my safe haven. When I moved to the country, the first thing I saw on TV was Sailor Moon. So like this has always been, Sailor Moon is like, and people was like, oh my God, like Sailor Moon was it back then, right? If you guys haven't seen it, it was incredible.
Yes.
So
I just picked up the manga for it because I've only seen like the very censored US anime version, and I want like the full uncensored story.
Yes, you'll love it. Sailor Moon is a classic. It's and the creator married my favorite mangaka, Togashi. I love Hunter x Hunter. People, One Piece fans, gonna be mad at that, but it is what it is.
Hunter x Hunter is gas. Anyone that doesn't like that needs to shut up.
I mean, see,
because what?
Mari,
How do you not like Hunter x Hunter?
How do you not like it? It's more about putting someone over Oda. That's the issue. It's less about Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So you'll learn with the One Piece fans. But this is very
apples
long answer.
to oranges, man.
Yeah, but I have absorbed a lot of One Piece over my time. So I naturally just remember things because it's just burned into my brain. That's why. I don't know if Murphy had anything similar. I think you reread to like do your videos, right? I think.
Yeah, I do. Because I like to do analysis videos and I can't remember anything, so I have to reread in order to analyze what's happening.
That's
But
I can go back and watch all of your videos. I can watch up to like Alabasta, and that's it.
Yeah, well, they weren't even very good at that point. But I have reread I've read the first 3 arcs twice. And then after that, everything has been one time except for rereads to do videos. So like recent arcs I've read multiple times, but there's a big chunk in the middle that I've only read once, I think, for the most part. But my memory's not good, so you're not going to be impressed by me.
Apparently you're in good company.
You are.
This is great. See, I knew it because I said, Murphy, you're just going to look at what you used to be back then. They even got the same memory as you. It's amazing. This is great.
Meant to be. We're not giving the pros girlies a good name at this point. Everybody's going to think we just can't remember anything.
I think everyone.
We just read so much, it's hard to keep it all together.
There it is. That's the excuse. I'll take it.
Expecting a normal human to remember every single thing they read, I think, is a bit silly.
Oh, trust me.
Like we're not in school. I'm not here to regurgitate everything that I read. I'm here to consume it, perceive it how I want to perceive it, stick with what I want to stick with me, and then keep going.
Just have fun. I will just warn you. When you're watching the show or you're watching the anime, you're doing One Piece content, if you forget one thing that Oda dropped like 10 years ago, they're gonna be like, were you even reading? Like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you not know? Murphy, you know what I'm talking about. Where you just like forget one minor detail and people think it's the biggest thing in the world. I'm just like, you want me to remember this? Like, are you serious?
That's already happened to me. Like when I talk about an arc, they're like, you didn't mention this. I'm like, well, guys, like, I can't remember every tiny detail.
Well, also,
it's like maybe I don't want to talk about every panel that was on the page. Maybe I'm just trying to summarize thoughts. It's just because
here's what impacted me.
Also, TikTok is 10-minute videos. Like, we're not over there posting an hour-long. Sorry, I cannot fit 50 chapters in 10 minutes. I apologize. I cannot speak like a chipmunk.
No shame in that.
As much as that fun.
Skill issue, someone in the comments said.
Yeah. So, next question.
Hilarious.
How has your interaction with the community been? Because the One Piece community is very unique and it's very large. So, what's your experience with the community been so far?
Mine has been super positive. I still like everyone's like, just wait till you get to like, manga can be toxic, but so far it has been overwhelmingly positive. Honestly, the only negative interactions I've had are the people that are like gun-ho on posting spoilers, and then I just block them because I don't want them ruining the experience for me and for other people looking at my videos. But so far, it's been really supportive.
Mine, I would say it's like 95% incredible and then 5% not incredible. But the 5% is not directly like in my comment sections or in my replies or anything like that. It's videos made about me, because I made 2 theory videos when I got to Water 7 and when I ended Marineford, and it was just, oh my god, you totally know what's gonna happen and you have totally watched this before. And I'm like, oh, thank you for telling me that I'm actually so fucking smart. Block me. Like, I'm so sorry that me, a 27-year-old, picked up something that you didn't pick up when you were 14 and reading this. Like, come on, man.
I got those comments too, and I was just like, but I get so much wrong. Like, I say so much
I get
wrong.
so much
But they'll
wrong.
hang on to the right.
Why
the
would I get one right? You're like, oh, you just read spoilers and then pretend to be smart. I'm like, well, then I would try harder to look smart if that's what I was doing.
I haven't gotten
then I
that
wouldn't
yet.
miss.
My only challenge has been, like, we've talked about this. If I need to take my time consuming something, otherwise I'm going to burn out. And I really, really want to make sure I'm still enjoying the story. So I post like a video a week. Sometimes it takes me 10 days to give an update. And I do get DMs being like, you started this and now everybody else is you. Like, why aren't you reading faster? I'm like, guys, I want to make sure I'm enjoying the story. So I would say that's probably the most challenging piece of interacting with part of the community. Not everyone's like that. I would say most people have been super supportive and say take your time, but that does add like an extra layer of pressure, I think.
Yeah.
I think my favorite.
Go ahead.
My favorite comment was when I posted the like theory video that I did right after I finished Water 7. Carla, you won't get this, but everyone was like, lock her up, CP9's about to get her. And I'm like,
I'm out of here.
I'll see y'all.
I am curious. Alabasta, how far did you just start Alabasta, or have you gotten?
Just started, yeah. So once you guys are ready to talk, let me know and I can skedaddle. Because I just started it.
Okay, perfect. Good. So
you just started the arc or the saga?
The arc. So I'm on chapter like 156, which is like the second chapter.
So you've seen Whiskey Peak and you've met Vivi.
Oh my god, I love Vivi.
You're gonna.
See, Vivi's great because Vivi's like a princess, and that was like, okay, this is kind of giving like a little fantasy action, and I'm having a great time. a princess trying to save her kingdom. This is my shit.
You're gonna love
an
Vivi.
Undercover princess, because she was undercover, acting as like a secret bad guy.
Iconic.
But yes, I have met Vivi.
Okay, this is good.
So I've just left Drum Island.
Okay, so you've already met Blackbeard as well, right? Because that's when you first meet. It's
You
at the
hear
end of
about
Drum
him.
Island. Yeah, you hear about him.
So I
think you see him.
hear about
You
it.
see him
Yes,
at the end of Drum Island, don't you? Or am I tripping?
I see Ace at the end of Drum Island. Ace is who I see at the very end of
You do see Ace at the end of Drum Island. Okay, but then you hear about Blackbeard. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I left it just as Ace was like, tell Luffy to meet me at Calabasas.
I know where this is going.
Oh my goodness. I
was warned.
You were warned? What were you warned of? There's nothing to warn. First of all, guys, I'm a very wholesome guy. I'm not.
I think you're very passionate about certain characters.
I'm a passionate man.
No,
There's
he's
no
nonchalant.
Issue. Yeah, I'm just a very relaxed guy, right? I don't do anything toxic. I don't cause any discourse. I'm really just a very.
That's true.
Guy. Yeah, so just don't let anyone lie to you, right? I'm just, it's very simple. But another thing I wanted to ask as well. So you've heard about Agenda Piece. What have they told you about Agenda Piece? I wanna hear what they're saying. How do you? Yeah.
What I know about it, and this is like in combination with like what I've experienced online and what I have experienced from my friends and my fiance. But basically, it's like you pick a character, you pick a plot point about them that's not necessarily true with plot behind it, and you just fucking run with it.
Mm-hmm.
The one that my fiance says all the time is Mihawk's sword. And that's why he was in East Blue, is he was picking up pain. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even
swear that is canon. Jay didn't make that one
What
up.
does that
It
even
is.
mean?
What does that
why are you
mean?
saying these words to me?
Yeah, they just dropped. I will say, because the community has been so supportive, like right when all the BookTok girlies started posting about One Piece, some really nice One Piece fans were like, okay, we're going to just make videos to explain the lingo. So they explained agenda piece, they explained power scaling, all these things. So at least like the comments that are being dropped in the videos, I can make sense of them somewhat.
This
Somewhat.
is good.
Very kind of them.
Well,
That's
there
very
were
kind
so
of
many
them.
videos too that were telling us like what a specific phrase would mean and
Yeah.
like how to avoid it. And so whenever I would get something in my comments like that, I'd be like, I'm just not going to engage with it, but I appreciate the comment. And I hope to see you here again. But I'm not gonna give this the engagement you want.
I think maintain the agenda is probably the most common comment that I get on anything.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get you guys in trouble. Because you guys have started, and I don't want you guys exposed to that in the early on. Just enjoy One Piece in a very peaceful way, because it's not for the faint of heart. It gets a little wild out here. Now, but I do have one question. You're in the story. Has there any character that you would say you do have an agenda for, like you're supporting? Like, this character is going all the way, Pirate King, all in, something like that. Do you have anything like that? Murphy has one, but I'm not gonna let her say it.
I mean, I'm very early on in the story, but as of a week ago, I will do anything for Chopper, and Chopper can do nothing wrong, and he is the best.
No, it's fine, Jay. Let it be. No, let her have
No!
Wait,
You
no.
really-
I want to
no,
hear it. I
Chopper,
want to
you
hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Okay, clear the floor, because this is my syrup village. Go, Jay.
Okay, I'm ready. Burst my bubble.
So look, you're not gonna like me anymore, Carla. So one, it was nice having you on. It was nice. I see you had a positive opinion of me. You're not gonna have it anymore, right? Because I hate
I
Chopper.
appreciate constructive discourse. We can disagree.
Yes.
No, this is agenda piece.
This
We don't
is
do that.
like. So, I'll say this: Drum Island, I like Chopper. After Drum Island,
That's all I've read.
Just no. Yeah, that's it. So that's why you like him. That's why you like him. I don't like him. And people ask me, they're like, Jay, why don't you like Chopper? And I say it just because I'm a hater. It's just that simple. People like him just because he's cute. I don't like his hat, right?
You don't like him because he's different?
No, I don't like him at all. Like, I just don't like him, period. You know who's different? Arlong's different, right? He's a fisherman, right? So he's different. Chopper, on the other hand, I just believe he's there for merchandise to sell to little boys and girls and to be cute. But I also believe that moving forward, I don't want to spoil for you. I'm just going to say I'm a hater. That's it.
General, can you say a blanket statement or no?
Oof.
I'm going to make you work for it. Like if we're going to talk shit on Chopper, let's work for it.
Blanket statement. Okay. I'd say he's a bad doctor.
Okay.
He killed his father. It's his fault that his dad died. Am I wrong? Is that wrong?
No, he was dying anyway.
Okay, but he sped up the process. Technically, it's euthanasia.
Okay,
Unauthorized euthanasia. Am I wrong?
Counter argument, he allowed his dad to go out on his own terms. Otherwise, he would have been taken out by the bad guys.
His own terms, but it was against his will. So technically, in the court of law, he would
Hirlik knew what he was doing.
No, he knew what he was doing.
Okay,
yeah,
so
he chose to like.
So then, here's the thing. Tell me the difference.
Now we're agenda piecing.
Tell me the difference between Chopper and Michael Jackson's doctor.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not pausing because I don't know what to say. I'm pausing because it's the most insane sentence that has ever been said to me. Huh?
This needs to be a clip.
You see, so Carla, welcome to Agenda Piece. This is exactly how it's supposed to go. When you
amazing, I'm having a great time.
So ridiculous. It's just like, okay, there's nothing to say. Look, the chat is.
I'm like, Chopper's so cute. He wants to save people. Jay's like, no. Kill his dad.
Carla, Jay has a T-shirt of Chopper being decapitated.
Can you text me a picture after this? Because I feel like I need to see it.
Murphy's like, yeah, I got you. Yep. You made her so excited. You should not have given her that power.
Do you wear this in your video?
Oh, I've worn it multiple times.
Poor Chopper.
And it was a gift from a
Oh,
friend.
man.
That's how bad it was. A fellow YouTuber.
That's
His name
crazy.
is Mr.
Okay.
Morch, by the way. Great guy.
I want us to come back to this after I've read like another 300 chapters and come back to this conversation and see how I feel.
Yes, because I'll add a lot more to it. But I want you to enjoy your experience. And mind you,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, a lot of people love Chopper. Everyone's like, Jay, how could you? Like, he's the doctor. He's helping people. And I'm just like, I'm a hater. That's fine. I wouldn't say any of my reasons are based in logic. I think they're just based on hate. And I think that's fair to say.
I think I'm going to get a little deep. I think one of the things that I loved about his story is that, like, okay, so as a Latina, like, living in the U.S., I get this. I understand the feeling of, like, belonging to two places at once, but feeling like you don't necessarily belong to either. And I feel like Chopper felt that between, like, the reindeer and the humans. And I'm like, I get it. I get your story.
You know what?
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to make you feel bad.
Oh, well, it didn't. But I saw the angle. I could see the angle, and that's fine. Because, again, like I said, I liked Chopper. I thought Chopper was excellent in Drum Island. It was, like, literally amazing. You feel for him, like, all of that. It's, like, all great. But at the end of the day, he did kill his dad. And it's unfortunate, you know, but it did happen, right? So it's
When did you start hating him?
Ooh, that's a great
Was it right
question.
off? Like,
It sounds like it was when he killed his dad.
So,
because he just said that he was great in Drum Island.
no, so
that
like,
kind of contradicts itself.
so think about it this way, where it's just like you like somebody and you're like, oh, this is great. And then as you move down the line, you start to dislike them. You start looking back at things in retrospect. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they did do that. I must have missed signs. Like, it was stuff like that. It wasn't until, honestly, it was right after Drum Island. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, literally, like, right after. It's like Alabasta, it continued.
Yeah.
In Ennis Lobby, I liked them a little bit. There was a few moments where I'm like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. And then afterwards, it's just
I'm going to
complete.
update you.
Yeah.
Right after Alabasta, I'm going to update you and let you know how I'm still feeling.
Yes, please do. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
It might take a little bit longer. I'm not a Chopper stan either. He's
Oh.
probably my least favorite Straw Hat.
Really? Okay, well, okay.
I wouldn't call
If I'm
myself a
talking-
hater, but I'm just saying that Jay's valid.
I think
Okay.
I'm on the same boat. I don't think I'm gonna go so far as to say he's valid, but I don't. He, like, when you ask me like top Straw Hats, he's not. He, like, doesn't even come to mind.
I love this stream. This is great. Carl, I'm
Well,
sorry.
I'm so glad you asked this question right after I read Drum Island, so I could come in.
This
like,
is actually
heated
the
up
worst thing for
everybody.
you to hear. Yes, I said, no, I think about it.
I'm like,
Right
yeah,
after,
I'm
you're
about
just like,
to
I don't.
crush.
No, it's okay. It's okay because you're still going to like him. If you like Chopper for the reasons you like him, you're still going to like him. I'll tell you that.
Slag just disowned us, Jay. Oh no, we've gone
What,
too far.
Unsiblinged? Slag, you cannot do this.
Isn't that so mean? We only just got her as a sibling like 2 weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying. So this is one of Murphy's viewers because we stream very often. So I adopted her as my sister. So then I joined the family, and now she's disowning us for Chopper slander. So it's
Pretty hateful.
Sounds like I've got one friend out there.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
That's now
That's
Carla's
loyal.
sibling.
For Chopper, Jacko says.
Yes. Hey, look, it's not. You know, I don't know. Everyone's got their vices, I guess.
They got their things. That's the whole point of agenda piece, isn't it? You've got your thing.
Exactly. You do. Right. So Mara, I didn't hear yours. So she said she loved Chopper. What about you? Character that.
Oh
you
yeah,
just
can we
like.
trash your favorite too?
Hold on. Let's go back. What's the question?
So the question is like, do you have an agenda for a character that you love, and you're like, oh, this person's gonna go to the top. I'll do anything for this character. This character's my goat. Do you have that?
Yes, but I can't say it yet.
Really?
It's a character that Carla doesn't know.
Have I met them in any capacity or no?
You've met them, but
Oh, I bet you I know who it is because that's been spoiled. Is it Robin? I know who it is. It's okay. It's okay.
Interesting.
Oh, so wait, Robin was spoiled for you?
Yeah.
Ah.
So I had 3 big spoilers: Ace, Dragon, and Robin.
no.
Wow.
Shame.
That's
Damn.
a little toxic.
And
I
that's
didn't
why
know.
they're blocked.
Yeah, wow, the Robin one is really toxic. I've never
Wait,
heard
no,
that
I don't want to
before.
say. I don't know if like.
Yeah, what do you
That's
What,
what it
gain?
is.
what did they tell you? What did they tell you about Robin?
Oh, you
I
guys are.
think-
Can you
I
guys
think
hear
it-
me? You guys are frozen for
We
me.
can
We're
hear
losing it.
you, but you're frozen.
We lost
And
her.
is she still there? The face is hilarious. She's just
Yep. Oh, was I
We're back.
frozen? You guys all froze for me, and I couldn't see anything.
Okay. Well, you're back. You're back.
Okay, I'm back.
So-
What about Robin was spoiled?
Yes.
Who Robin is, nothing else.
Okay, then I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay. That's not too bad. Wait, for who
that's
Robin
not
is
too bad.
like, what does that mean though? Like,
Okay, this is like we can talk about anything, right? Spoilers don't matter here.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So that Miss All Sunday is Robin, and that everybody loves Robin. That
Oh,
so yeah. So I know.
That's not a spoiler. That's no.
Ah,
It's
I
not.
mean, I thought it was a spoiler because like
It's a
Miss All Sunday
stat
is supposed to
that
be
you
a
don't
bad guy. No, I could tell that there was more to her character, but nothing
Yeah.
else was spoiled.
Okay, then I can't answer.
Okay.
Okay,
sorry.
then you'll be
You can
okay.
kick that
No,
one
you're
first.
gonna be a-okay. You're gonna be a-okay with her.
Okay.
You're gonna be okay. That's good. Okay, that's fine. And then Dragon was what? What was that?
What about Dragon?
Wait, but I don't know if I don't know when this is said, so I don't know if Mari
Fine,
knows.
Mari
I
will
know
know.
everything. Don't worry,
She
you're
will
fine.
know.
You're fine.
She will know.
Okay, that he's Luffy's dad.
Yeah, she knows that. She knows that.
Damn, that sucks. I was fucking shocked when that was shown.
Well,
That's crazy. I'm sorry, Carla.
Interesting.
it's okay.
Okay.
But people just drop it in the comments and then leave. But ever since I feel like it's 30 people out there because once they were blocked, I haven't gotten any other spoilers.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
There's-
wouldn't
there's a
think
few
that it
people.
would be so many, people. There's just honestly, I feel like the people that do spoil things are people that don't even like One Piece. Like they know what happens, but they're not actually like people that you would consider a One Piece fan.
Yeah, I think they're just out there to spoil
No,
things
there are
for
people that are out there. One time, I think Murphy, do you remember Roger? I don't know if you guys. Roger's Base is a very popular YouTuber in our community. Somebody sent him a fake sponsorship email just to spoil him on a chapter. That's how
What?
big. Yes, no, people are toxic out here. Trust me.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
Jesus,
it was.
That's so mean.
Yeah,
that is so
well,
mean.
that's well, as long as you stay away. So my biggest advice to you guys, and Mari, it's already too late for you, but One Piece Twitter. just keep as far away
Not
from
even
One Piece
on
Twitter
Twitter.
as possible. Good. See, you
I
know what Murphy does.
mute.
Murphy's not on Twitter. Yes.
I mute everything. Like as soon as I post the review, I mute the conversation. I don't go look at it. I learn my lesson.
That's good.
Jay
That's
has
very
handed over his Twitter to Karen, right?
good. Yeah.
I love
that not
Karen.
I mean, you're still on it. You're
Yeah, I'm
still
still on it. I'm still on it. But yes. Okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
I cannot wait to get this text from Karen. But what was it? Oh yeah, Murphy. You want to share what your agenda is?
Oh yeah. Okay. Y'all know Buggy?
Yes.
He's the best character in the series. He's going to be the Pirate King. Do you remember when he said in Orange Town when Luffy said that he was going to be the Pirate King, and Buggy said, "Well, then who am I going to be? The Pirate God?" And I'm pretty sure it's true. I'm pretty sure he is actually going to be the Pirate King. He's going to find the One Piece, and also he is the most important character in the series. He's pretty much just perfect, I think.
Okay.
So
Looking
you-
forward to
Buggy?
more Buggy.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about Buggy? You know, the psychotic
I think it's
cannon
fun.
shooting, killing people, all that stuff. That Buggy. How do you guys feel about him?
I think it's fun. Honestly, him and Alvito are both so out of when I saw that Alvito wanted Luffy to be her boyfriend, I was like, this is just Whacktown right now. So, but I don't have any strong opinions other than that.
I personally think he's a cool character, but that's because I've
You've
I've
seen
read.
more.
I've seen more.
I have not seen more.
First IRL streamer.
Yep,
Oh, right.
yep,
Yes.
he is.
Okay.
Yes, he's the first IRL
He
streamer.
is the first IRL streamer.
He's
that's
the
all I can
news
say.
bringer. Anyone that looks at him sees a legend.
These seem great.
I'm excited to read more. I feel like there's so much passion behind Buggy.
There's a very
Yeah.
unhealthy cult.
Oh, yeah.
Funnily enough, mainly a very unhealthy cult of Buggy that I've seen in the community. They just love him. Now, mind you, he's actually he's a very endearing character, especially if you watch the anime. His voice actor makes him like 10 times funnier as well. It's like really, really good. But I purposely hate on Buggy just for the sake of doing it, because this is just another thing I have to do. It's just like, yeah, we're gonna.
I feel like you need to come back and ask us all these questions. Like we need to do this again once Mari and I are all caught up and see how our answers change.
Oh, well, at this point, you guys are now friends of the family. I'm pretty sure the chat loves you guys. So you will be back.
Yay.
We will be getting updates. I think one of the biggest things I want to ask you guys is your thoughts post-time skip, comparing the two after you're done. I think that'll be a very fascinating conversation. Mari, you are just starting post-time skip. So this will be, I'm very curious to see your take, because the way, I personally, from what I think, the way the story is written pre-time skip and the way it's written post-time skip is like two different focuses, is the way I would describe it. So
Okay.
I'm curious to see if you guys pick up on that as well. So that should be good.
That'll be
Have you guys
exciting to talk
seen
about.
have you guys seen any pictures of characters that you haven't met yet that you see and you're like, I'm kind of excited to meet that one because of the character design?
I'm trying
No,
to think.
solely because I have stayed away from it so much. Like, my TikTok algorithm is still like primarily like BookTok and also everything that I watch. So like Has Been Hotel, Epic the Musical. Like that's what my algorithm is on TikTok. And then the rest of my time I'm just reading. So I'm like not scroll. I have cut back on my scrolling time since I started One Piece, just because I was like, it's huge now, and now that I've said the word One Piece on my channels, it's gonna happen. So no, I don't think I've seen anybody that I don't know.
At least not that I know of, because I also like I don't have One Piece content like popping up on any of my socials because I don't want spoilers. And so when I first started, I said I was gonna read it on Shonen Jump and I wasn't gonna collect the physical volumes because I don't have space in my small apartment.
I've already been telling her to get the fucking box sets. I'm like, get it, you can stack them. You can stack them.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy the ones like to have a little shelf trophy if I really love the arc. And one of this girl Diane, who actually started reading One Piece for her husband like way before I did. Her and I became friends on TikTok, and she's like, okay, I want to send you some volumes that I think you're really gonna like. But she put notes over the covers so I wouldn't see like any of the art and that wouldn't get spoiled. So haven't seen it.
That is really, really awesome that you've had that kind of protection from seeing characters. I can't remember if I ever saw any, but I remember I had a friend that was reading for the first time and I pulled up some characters that were in the future and I was like, just at a glance, do you think that you're going to like them or hate them? And she cycled through a bunch of characters that way. And I had fun having her do that. And she was like, now I'm just excited to see all these characters in the future, which I hadn't even thought, could actually make the hype better in some cases.
I think something that keeps shocking me is how many new characters we're still being introduced to that play such a huge part in the story. Like, I think one thing that I thought was going to happen is like, okay, you meet your Straw Hat crew and like we're taking it all the way to the end. But there are so many other people that we're just meeting that are so important to it. And I love that. So now I'm like, okay, fuck, how many people am I going to meet that I'm going to love now? Because now like I have like an entire like, oh my God, I don't even know how many characters there are that I love, but there's a lot.
I know, I'm at volume 18 being like, I don't know anyone yet.
No, you don't. There's so many.
You don't.
So many
You
characters.
don't.
Yeah. Oda loves writing his random characters. Like, you love Chow Chow already. Don't say his name right. Choo Choo? Is it Chow Chow?
Choo Choo.
I thought it was Chow
I
Chow.
say she's here, but I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. Cho Cho.
It's hard when you're reading the manga. Like, we don't know how to say
Tekken
anything.
says Chow Chow, so that's why I go with it.
That's why I
Okay.
go with it too. But I got corrected a lot. 'Cause
Yep.
he's like, that's not how you say his name. I'm like, all right, whatever. Okay, like, it's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, Oda loves his characters. He's got a lot of random ones, all shapes and sizes. They're very fascinating. So, one more thing I want to ask before we get into, I guess, the post Alabasta thing.
Our
is-
time skip.
Yes, the Drum Island. Now, Drum Island was the last arc you've seen. what is your opinion on the arc itself? Like, how did you feel after it?
I really enjoyed that arc, but so I think what's interesting about it is the first. I did 2 videos on it. The first half of the arc, I had all of these notes focusing on the Straw Hats and how I feel like we're starting to get some different pairings. Like I saw Vivi with Usopp, which I hadn't seen before, so I was really just interested in the dynamics between the Straw Hats. And then the second half just completely flips us into Chopper's backstory and just seeing both the political oppression that this island is experiencing, but not only how that affects the people like in everyday life, but also how it affects the way that they react and how they treat other people. Like, I think that that's like a theme that they were really trying to explore with how the people living on the island were treating Chopper. I know he's not your favorite, but that was still really sad. So I really love the arc. I know it focused a lot on Chopper, and I'm ready to go back to like spending some more time with our Straw Hats, because I feel like Zoro has been like, his story has been really surface level so far. I want to spend some more time with him, some more time with Vivi. So I'm excited to go back and spend a little bit more time with our Straw Hats. I don't know if that happens.
That's the second time I've heard Zoro's story is very surface level. That's just fascinating. It's very fascinating.
It is.
I feel like we really...
If you think about it from the backstories that we've gotten for Chopper, Nami, Sanji, way more backstory to their characters than we did with Zoro. Like, all we got with Zoro was like, what, like a chapter or two?
Yeah. And like, he's a very resilient person. I love that he's like, I'm going to fight for what I want to fight for till like the very last breath. I'll cut off my legs if I have to. But I really haven't seen depth from him. Like, it still feels very surface level. And I don't know if this continues. Like, if we're just like continuing to expand the world, so we're just spending time with new characters. But I feel like that's one thing that I liked about Little Garden, even though it was like a little wacky. We got to spend a lot of time with the crew and see some different interactions between them, and I personally really enjoyed them. Murphy's laughing, and I want to know why.
The chat is just going wild. It's cracking me.
They're just insane. They are. One question I do want to ask you is: did you notice with Zoro? A lot of Zoro's work is very. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's like covert. It's a lot of like facial expressions and stoicism in a sense, right? Did you guys notice that, or do you just like, it's not doing it for me? Yeah.
My favorite Zoro moment, this wasn't your question, but I'm going to answer it anyway. My favorite Zoro moment was in Little Garden, where he's like, oh, we're about to become like House of Wax statues. He's like, but I really want to pose. Like, that.
Yes, it's such an iconic moment.
He's a diva.
You go down with your pose.
My favorite one, I know you didn't ask me either, but I'm going down this now, is when, I think it was in Whiskey Peak, when he's fighting all of the bounty hunters and he's on the roof and everyone's looking at him, and then he like appears in front of, or like in the midst of all of that. If you guys have seen Devil May Cry, and when Dante's getting shot at and he like shows up next to them, he's like, who are we shooting at? Like, for some reason, that moment with Zoro like made me think of that, and so now that's become my favorite Zoro moment. It's just like him appearing, and it was again him being like so nonchalant and like just not caring about anything. He's like, I'm better than you. Like, it's great.
But that's another point. Like, I feel like so many arcs, Zoro just like disappears, walks off into like the like somewhere else, and then all of a sudden comes back at the end. He's like, okay, let me start killing people.
Because Zoro's always getting lost.
Yep.
Yes, and that is Zoro. That is Zoro in its entirety. One more question, Carla. Favorite villain?
Okay. Ooh.
Wapol.
No, I think honestly,
fucking joke of a man.
Because he's like really dark.
Fucking hate that guy.
So I feel like, okay, so I would say from the ones that I favorite to hate is still Arlong, because I like his actions were so evil on a personal level. Like, yes, Wapol's terrible, and like his devil fruit powers are insane. Like, he can literally just like become a factory and start like pumping out weapons. But Arlong's acts of violence were so personal in a way where he's like, I'm going to stand in front of these two little girls and I'm going to murder their mother. But first, I'm going to beat her up in front of them. Like, I don't know. It was just like a level of evil that I haven't seen from a lot of other characters. And I understand that there's nuances around the Fishman that I'm just not aware of yet. But I did not see any moral grayness in Arlong. Like, he was pretty dark.
So
for now, we'll see.
So there's two things that I do want to follow up with you on. That same question after Alabasta.
Okay.
I won't say anything. And then your thoughts after Fishman Island. I am very curious. Very, very curious now. Very curious. Because I'll know exactly what your type of villain is after that.
I'm curious if my opinion, because I feel like my opinion on the Fishman is going to change, but I don't know if it will on Arlong specifically. So I'm interested to see how that evolves.
I will not spoil, but I'm very fascinated to see what you think after. Very fascinated. It's going to be really good.
Amazing.
All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys talk spoilers now, and I'll bow out. But thank you for having me. This has been so much fun.
It was so much fun having you. This has been great, especially the Chopper talk. That was great. Honestly, I was like, yes, this girl Carla, she's great. This is fantastic.
I cannot wait to start reading Alabasta and then message you guys and be like, oh no, I feel like I hope I don't feel the same, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear. It was good to meet you.
You too. Bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Bye, Carla.
See you.
So anyway, post time skip, am I right?
Oh my God. When I said that, and the chat was like, Jay, are you serious?
I think she knew that there was a time skip.
Okay.
Like, I think that's like something that she didn't consider a spoiler because that's been said a lot. So I could be wrong.
I mean, she didn't flinch. I just assumed she didn't even notice.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
I remember the day, so I had a friend text me and say, I can't wait to see what you think post time skip. And I was like, there's a time skip? Oh no, what's going to happen?
Yes.
I didn't know about it. And then like someone commented and I was like, okay, it's a shonen. Like, there's always a time skip. I'm not like shocked. And I didn't think it was like the biggest, especially when you don't know when it's going to happen. And she definitely didn't catch when it was going to happen. So,
Right.
I mean, she doesn't even know when Ace dies. So, see, I knew.
Yes.
And so I spent all of Impel Down and Marineford basically crying because I didn't know when specifically. I knew it happened in the saga. So like every chapter I was like, I have anxiety disorder. This isn't doing good. Like, this is not doing good things for me.
Yeah. So getting onto that spoiler, well, that's not a spoiler now. How did Ace's death, how did that affect you?
Oh my God, it fucking destroyed me. But I think it destroyed me so much because we really didn't know Ace as a character much. Like, you know, we got a flashback afterwards and he's definitely going to haunt the narrative. But like, we didn't really get to know him much. And I think that was the whole point because it's not Ace's story, it's Luffy's story. So we see what got me the most is like Luffy going through that. And when he died and Luffy like fucking shattered mentally, like he's done for. Like this was his chosen family. And he's just like, what now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was crying so.
Battlefield.
Mm.
Our main character had to be carried away from the war.
Yeah.
Well, it's also the fact that it was like L after L after L.
Yeah.
I was like, can I get a fucking break? What the fuck do you mean? That we are just being handed L's like it's candy?
Yeah.
First, he's separated from the crew. Then he can't save Ace and Impel Down, and he has to face Blackbeard. That, oh my God, the meeting when he finally like says you're Blackbeard, that panel, it's tattooed on my brain. Holy fuck, it was so good.
One of my favorites.
I cannot wait. See, that's what I was warned about. 'Cause I hate Black.
I love Blackbeard. Wait, do you want to see something? Look at this. Do you see this? Yeah, look at that.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's beautiful.
No,
look at him.
So,
he's just a little evil guy. He's not doing nothing to nobody.
So I hate him, but like he's such a like well-written villain, and that's why I hate him. You know, because he doesn't care who he steps on to get what he wants.
Cunning,
at all.
Sinister, everything you
And
want
he's
in a
so
villain.
smart.
So cunning, like the planning, meticulous. And how do you feel about the coward thing? People's like, oh, Blackbeard's a coward with the Whitebeard thing. How do you feel about that?
I don't know that I would go so far as to say he's a coward. I think he is smart in every decision and he's maybe a little bit lazy. You know? Like
Yeah.
he plans everything so far to get exactly the outcome that he needs. And in reality, he didn't need to do anything. Why would he?
Yeah.
Why would he have stepped in at Marineford when he knew what was going to happen?
Yep.
And all he needed was the, whatever the fuck he did to get the devil fruit. So it's like, I don't know that I would go so far as to say he's a coward, even though I hate him. But I don't think he's a coward at all.
Understandable.
I think
So
he
you hate
fucking
him.
sucks.
So you hate him because he's reprehensible as a human. That's your reason you hate him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but what about the charisma? How are we feeling about the aura, the Jaya speech? The
The Jaya speech was great. Okay, so like when I met him, and you know that he has killed someone, that Ace is hunting him, and so like I didn't have like a super negative feeling towards him. It's another thing, like we don't really know him as a character much, other than okay, he killed a fellow crewmate. That doesn't really mean that much to me. I didn't know Thatch. I don't know Whitebeard. I don't know their crew. I'm not attached to them. Why would I care? But that speech was so good. That speech was so fucking good. And it was like the talk about the cherry pie and how he's just like the direct, like, dark parallel to Luffy. So good. So good. Yeah. But I still hate him. But that's okay. So that's coming from a place of emotion, of attachment to Ace.
Okay,
truly, like that's like one of the things that I can say. I'm not coming at it from a like critical standpoint. I'm coming at it from an emotional standpoint fully. Like that's not me being like, okay, I understand this, and that. No, like I'm emotional. I'm super emotional about Ace.
Completely understand.
Very fair. Is there anyone else that stands out to you, Marineford, that's like a top character for you?
I am really intrigued by Doflamingo. His speech there was so good.
See, that's my character that I irrationally hate.
Hey, okay.
I forgot you hate him. I forgot.
Did you hate him from Marineford or later?
He hurt Baby Oars. He cut off his leg and laughed.
Yeah.
From that moment on, there was no saving that man.
Yeah. That was
That's
it. And that was before you see anything with him too. You're just like,
yeah, I didn't need anything more. And then everything else, I'm like, loser. Death be to him.
Death be to
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about him. Obviously, I'm just intrigued by him as a character too. Specifically, there was a conversation that he was having with someone. I don't even remember. I think it was right after Marineford, where he's like, if I lose interest in this little deal we have, I can stop being a warlord. And I'm like, what's the deal? I mean, I know the whole point of being a warlord is you're not bugged by the world government and the Navy, essentially.
Yeah.
I feel like there has to be more to it. Because they're pirates, you know what I mean? Like, they're smart enough to evade them. Obviously, in the New World, it seems like it's a completely different story. So I'm like, I feel like there has to be more to it. I also don't know who he was talking to. So as a character, he just intrigued me. I'm excited to learn more about him. I wouldn't say that excitement is coming from a place of positivity, but it is there. Who else? I don't know. I love Jinbei. Oh my god, I love Jinbei so much. What a fucking go. And then Shirahoshi from Fishman Island.
Interesting.
Interesting. So right, baby princess?
Baby princess. She was just she was wimpy.
Why Shirahoshi? What about Shirahoshi really drew you in?
It was the fact that she kept the promise to her mom and no one knew that she was doing that. Of not carrying hatred for Hottie Jones. Is that how you say his name?
Hody.
Every time that
Hottie.
Hottie.
Definitely
wow.
not.
Hottie Jones.
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
That's the agenda
Alrighty.
today.
Yeah. Hottie Jones, guys. Remember that one. That'll be yeah.
Oh my god.
So the reason I ask is because you mentioned parents in One Piece are a soft spot for you. And for me, not Blackbeard, for me, Whitebeard, Pops was the big soft spot for me.
Oh
Did
my
he
God.
hit for you at all?
Yep. His devotion to his crew and the fact that all he wanted was a family. The fact that when, what's his name, Squard stabbed him, he was like, "You're still my son." You know, like you don't need to have this hatred for Ace. He's also just, what did he do in the world other than be born to the wrong person?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wanted
Sob.
to know in the end. Okay, but was I a good dad?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know.
That
Pops
shit
gets
fucking
me.
hit.
Yeah.
That shit
Which
fucking hit.
I'm an adoptive mom, and so like his love for just come if you're a part of my crew, you're my son. Like you're just mine. You know, like that ultimate found family. It hit me.
Oh, it was so good. I feel like Oda did such a good job of like building up Whitebeard throughout the early sagas, mentioning him when he gets introduced. He's like the strongest man alive. Right off rip, I'm like, why are you wearing oxygen? So I'm
I
like
know.
already like overthinking things. And then he shows up to Marineford and all he says is, "My son better be okay." And I'm like, okay. The waterworks are starting like right off rip. Fuck.
I know, same.
Because I'm just like, the whole, all of Marineford is like, in my opinion, one of the greatest war arcs I have ever read.
Yes.
Like,
It very much
so
is.
fucking good. And I mean, it was the culmination of everything that has happened up so far, because we've like, so many people came back, or people that we've like heard of. Buggy came back, like Crocodile was helping them. Oh my God, just so much. And so like Whitebeard has just been like this like enigma this whole story essentially. And then so I'm thinking that he's not going to be a good dude, you know, like, but I also in the back of my mind was like, okay, but Ace likes him and there's no way that Ace would like, so there I was so conflicted on him as a character until we met him fully. And then he was one of the greatest characters that I have ever fucking read about. And it was the fact that he brought everyone he knew, everyone he could muster to come save one of his sons, because it was that important to him.
It was that deep, yeah.
Oh my God. I'm gonna start crying again.
He's one of the
I know.
goats.
He is. He really is.
He really is. Even the way he went out, right? Even the narrator afterwards,
Not-
he got shot
Yeah.
this many times, stabbed this many times, but there was no scar on his
Never.
back. I'm just like
Never
the
ran away.
legacy of
Oh,
the
and
man.
also the parallel to Ace as a kid, where he's like, I will never turn around because Luffy's behind me. Like, I'm never gonna leave him. And it kind of like, oh my God, it just like showed us so much greatness.
Yeah.
And I will forever miss him. I wish we got more of him.
Still one of my top characters.
Let me read. It's been like an hour and some chase. I've not read one super chat, so give me a second. I'm gonna read a super chat.
Go ahead.
One of them, the first one's for you actually, Mari, from Blessing Shrine 6518. Says, "Hey Mari, I always watch your TikTok on update. How are you all doing?" So I'm
doing great. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, this has been really fun. By the way, if you guys have not followed their channels yet, I'm pretty sure Karen will put all of your information on the video description, but definitely check out these guys' content on TikTok, on Twitter, and on YouTube as well.
I just saw a chat that was the "Can we get much higher?" I did learn what that was.
God,
after
No,
reading.
stop looking at the chat, Mari. Get out of the.
You're gonna get
I read it
spoiled.
like every 2 seconds.
The chat has been insane. They're just insane. I warned you they'd be insane, but you're actually seeing it now. They're
Oh my
psychotic.
gosh, they've been so funny tonight.
It's been ridiculous. Like,
I was reading it earlier and everyone talking about your damn crew neck. They're like, "Is he drinking a matcha?"
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like 7:10, and I was like, "Is Starbucks still open?" Because I was really gonna commit to it, and I decided.
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
no. So this
I'm
is
glad
ginger
you
tea.
didn't. That's a terrible matcha to get.
Yeah, no, it's not the best. But I got ginger tea, so that counts, and I didn't put my glasses on, so I didn't go full grift. We have Supreme Commander Dragon for £2, and it's just 3 dots. Now, You're not going to be familiar with this too much, Mari, but Dragon is very famous for the ellipses, for triple ellipses. That's his go-to thing. So the more you see him, just every time, just look for that. You'll see it. You'll see it a lot. Also, I want you to pay attention to a direction that he's facing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah, because was that an Impel Down? Yeah, it started at Impel Down. Do you remember when Ivankov was like, Dragon, why do you always stare east?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that became a whole thing in the One Piece community.
Okay.
Yeah, they says because he just I'll
Poor
explain.
Dragon.
Yeah. We have Saber of Rofred for $5. Luffy said, I thought north was the direction that was the coldest and was too funny. Oh, it's Skypiea. Yes. Wait. Was that in Syrup Village?
It was in Syrup Village. I remember that because
Village.
it's like I just thought it was so ridiculous. He was so adamant that he knew where North was because he was running ahead of everyone and then he got lost.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember that. The Syrup Village just completely just went by. So I was like, oh, okay. It's got to be Skypiea, but no. We should talk about Skypiea, by the way. Javier Logan says, Jay, you look good in a quarter zip Pookie Bear with a heart. Thank you, Javier Logan. That's really I hate it. One time somebody called me Pookie Bear in the chat, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Never call me that again. And then every time I stream, he calls me Pookie Bear.
Pookie Bear.
Ridiculous. We've got D_634. When it comes to storytelling, do you think One Piece is well written as the novels you read, or just like another superhero comic book? That's a good question, actually.
I think it's really well written. I don't really read a lot of comics. That's not something that I enjoy the Marvel movies, but I don't really read them. But I do think like narratively it's written really well. It's very similar to a lot of the fantasy novels that I read. Like the themes, the nuance, the like foreshadowing that you see super early on is wonderful. There's so much that you see in the very early arcs that plays a part later on. And I think it's wonderful. I think it is one of the greatest stories ever written.
Okay.
I'm part of that.
I agree with that big time. It's so nuanced and there's so much care put into the themes and the exploration of those themes. I think Oda hits that subtlety just right to where he forces his readers to really engage with what's being said. Mm-hmm. I don't know why your specific reason for liking Fishman Island arc is, but Fishman Island is not well loved within the community. But I love it for the nuanced themes. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is dragged out and Vanderdecken can choke, but for
Vanderdecken he belongs on a watch list.
He could just die.
For real.
Period.
He can die.
Yes.
I mean, I honestly didn't think it dragged at all. I loved it. I thought that it gave us so much nuance on Arlong as a character, on all of the fishmen that we met there. Like, it made me kind of feel bad for him, even though that doesn't excuse his behavior and the things that he then did to others as a result of his environment. Yeah. But I think it was so well done.
But that's what's so great about Oda's writing, is he's not afraid to nuance his characters to the point that, like, we can have a discussion about the terribleness of that character, but also how they got here. And we can actually have a discussion about it. Whereas a lot of people want characters to be black or white. They want characters to be evil or good. And Oda's like, humanity's messy. So let's show messiness.
And I think that's something that literally is something that we read in every like fantasy book that we read. It's always like a morally great character. There's never a black and white villain. Like, it's always a product of their environment.
That is true. The only one I would say is Crocodile, just because we don't know his background yet. That's the
Crocodile's one of the best though.
He's my favorite.
He's just so cool.
Crocodile's my favorite villain. He's my favorite villain. Yes, Crocodile is my favorite.
Really?
Yes, he is. I'm a big I love mafia movies. Like, I'm a big mafia movie. Goodfellas, Godfather, Sopranos, like The Irishman, which is one of the newer ones I really love. So the whole wear a suit, cigar, slick back hair, right? I'm a big fan of it. But one of the things I love the most about Crocodile is just the terror, the reign of terror he reigned on Vivi. Like, it was
Yep.
so bad where he was like insulting her and mocking her during her worst moments. Like the moment where he's laughing in her face as he's flooding
yeah.
everything. And I'm just like, this guy is sick.
He's crazy.
Like, he is so
Well, and then
sick.
everything about Alabasta too, which was about like destabilizing a nation from the inside
From
and
the
turning
inside,
them
yeah.
against each other, is crazy.
Evil. Like, just
Crazy.
pure
And
evil.
also what's the worst of it is like I've said this in a lot of my videos, like Oda literally has just pulled from our world history for his inspiration for a lot of these villains.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
And it's like when I was reading it, I was like, this is I'm from Venezuela, a country that has been destabilized
Yes.
by outside powers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So reading this, I was like, I
It's
hate
home.
this. I hate this so much because it is so fucking realistic.
Yeah.
Crazy. But
Yeah.
so well written. Like, it's wonderful storytelling.
Yeah.
Wonderful storytelling.
Yeah.
So I agree that he's a wonderful villain.
Great villain. How did you feel about the Pell thing?
Oh man, I hate a fake out death. I hate a
Oh,
fake out
love
death
it.
so much.
Love it. Thank
Like,
you.
because I read it and I was like, fuck, that's so sad. But I like, there is nothing in a story that like hits harder than when a fucking great character that is there to protect their people give their life for the
Yep.
purpose.
Yep.
Yes.
And then he wasn't dead.
Yep.
I warned you.
I know. It
And
feels
then you're
cheap.
fine. It feels
I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
And you
It's
know
a
what's
very-
annoying is One Piece is so rereadable, but when that stuff happens, it's like, okay, well, now I get to feel nothing in what could have
Mhm.
been a long-standing, impactful moment. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's one of the
I hate a
biggest
fake
gripes
out death.
people have. It's one of the biggest gripes, and I think it's one of Oda's worst traits. Unfortunately, is that he does that. That is a
Yeah.
he does.
You know
that.
what? He does a lot of good. No one can be 100% perfect.
And I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
Like Sanji and Thriller Bark.
Listen, Sanji. Oh, how did you feel about Sanji Fishman Island? How did you? Because that's
Okay.
normally what people universally, no matter how much you love Sanji, universally hate him. How do you feel about that?
So he just like angers me because when he's not in front of a woman, he's so fucking cool. When there
Yeah.
isn't a fucking woman in front of his
I know.
face, he's so fucking cool. And then you give me Thriller Bark where he's like, I want to peep on women. I want to be a peeping Tom. What do you mean that's what you want to do? And then they're hiding from the princes and he gets a fucking nosebleed so big that he's like on the verge of death. What do you mean?
But it becomes
Now I would
plot relevant. Oda
Yes.
uses it as a plot point.
Yes. So that was what like I was trying to be okay with it because it pointed us to the direction of like sharing blood, but I was like
Nope.
there were so many ways you could have done that didn't include like
People get
like
beat to a bloody pulp every single arc. Oda, now this is how
Like-
we're gonna include the blood transfusion necessity.
Yeah. I also really hate how his training arc went because it was like he found the people
right.
of New Kamaland to be disgusting when they are supposed to be the representation of trans people.
I think that was
hated
more on Oda, the way he drew them.
Yeah.
wasn't-
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I did see like Ivankov as like the representation of that, of being okay with identity and like being who you want to be and whatnot. And so like I saw like that people as that, and so like Sanji like finding them disgusting and having to run from them and spending 2 years, and then whenever he remembers that in Fishman Island, like right where he's about to do his little like gravity walk, and I was like, see, that gravity walk is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
But then you show me that your motivation for that is that you find these people disgusting, and I just don't like that,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
You know, it's
Yeah, a lot
very
of the gags
honest.
on Sanji end up being too far.
Yeah.
And like I don't mind a simp gag, like I don't mind.
No.
I don't mind some of it, but then Oda just takes it so far with Sanji that it's like, I want to love him. Why are you doing
Exactly. I want to like him. I really do. Because like as a character, he's so cool. Like this whole everyone deserves food. like that food is a fundamental human right. Like that is incredible. And then you fucking ruin his character with this stupid act.
What were you gonna say, Jay? I cut you off.
No, so I was even gonna say that's my biggest regret, because I grew up loving Sanji. Like, I still love Sanji, but I think Oda got to a point where he started to prioritize his gag rather than the representation of Sanji that is actually very, like, Mr. Prince. Everyone will always remember Mr. Prince because that was like one of Sanji's greatest moments is Mr. Prince. And then the another great moment is Skypiea. Sanji and I just needed a light, right? Those are two of the greatest Sanji moments we have in the whole story. And it just seems like
or even in like when they're headed to Impel Down and he's like hiding from the train and he's like bingo. Like that was so fucking good. Where he's like, trying to find Robin. Like that was so good.
Oh, that was so good. And he like did the painting on. Wrote the note with the paint on the wall.
Yes, like all of that. I mean, even him on the sea train trying to recover Robin in the first place. Him going off on his own because Sanji used to just go off on his own all the time to try and run a plane. Like that Sanji the Hunter, right? Sanji's Diablo Jambe. Like all of these iconic character moments for Sanji, and Oda just steadily abandons that version of Sanji for the sake of the gag, right? Oh my God, yes, Robin Swan, Nami Swan, like all of that stuff. And it gets 10 times worse after the post time skip because, like he said, oh my God, I'm away from these disgusting looking people, and now I get to see beautiful women. I can't help myself. I can't do it anymore. And it's a cultural issue because I think Japan finds that funny, and the West is not. It's just gonna find that really distasteful for the most part. And I think it's like, all right, if you have a balance where it's like, okay, you give me the weird simp gag, but I still get my healthy balance of the Sanji I love. Right. And that's the issue.
I think Brooks is a great representation of a gag without it being too much.
Yeah. Because he never actually like tries to take from
it doesn't like it's just comments, it never hurts the crew. It never like goes further than just like, hey, can I see your panties? Like it never goes past that. Like it is just humor. And granted, that is like humor that we've kind of grown accustomed to because of reading, manga. And this was a conversation or a statement that I got crucified for when I posted it. But I did not like Boa's character when she was introduced. Because she was a 29-year-old simping for a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you kick kittens. I'm supposed to like you? I'm glad you helped them getting to Impel Down.
No, it's fine. So, Mari,
there's somebody that also has openly admitted Murphy has an epithet.
Hello?
It's really great. It's called She Kicks Puppies, right? So this is the first stream I ever had with her. We found out that Murphy loves to kick puppies. So we call her the puppy kicker. It's actually amazing.
That's crazy.
Yes,
it's so the comment section of any video I post.
Every puppy, she can never escape it. That's it. I think someone in the chat said, "Oh my God, I can't wait for Murphy to kick a puppy." Like that's
yeah, I know. Like right out the gate, the stream started, and they're like, "Don't worry, she'll make up for it by kicking puppies." Look at the chat; they're just like Murphy the puppy kicker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I posted that when we met her in Amazon Lily, and I was just like, I can't reconcile with this, and that's okay. I don't like this is like there is 1,100 chapters, hundreds of characters. It is okay, in my opinion, to not like every single one.
Yes,
and
definitely.
Go ahead.
No, it's actually so funny because I never thought about the age gap. Like it never crossed my mind. I did not think about it. At
really?
All. I did not think about it.
It's the first thing about like. And maybe that's because me personally, like even when I read romance books and romantasy books, I don't like the age gap trope.
Yeah,
that's like my like pregnancy and age gap is what I hate to read about. I will avoid it if I can. And so it was like the first thing that stuck out at me. I also have cats and I love my cats. And I was like, the fuck are you doing kicking your fucking kitten? And so like I kid you not, first shit that I post in the time skip, they're like, well, Luffy's 19 now. I'm like, I don't give a shit. He's still 19. There's a teen in his name. I don't care. I'm not gonna like it. Like it's and that's okay.
I'm with you. I don't like the Boa simp stuff either. And when I mentioned it, it was a lot of like, well, but she's traumatized, and so like she's seeking out
I
him.
said I get all that.
I'm like, no, that's not an excuse. What?
It's not-
I don't like the
Yeah.
AGM either. However, Boa, she is kind of fantastic. She's so amazing. She has
I
to
love Boa.
look up to
Yeah,
look down
I do.
at you. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
I'm a big
No,
Boa
it's
fan.
the same as like it's the same like as Sanji. Like when she's not around Luffy,
Right.
great. When you're not showing me, oh my god, are we gonna get married? Shut up. do the cool thing. Do the I'm looking down at you with the whatever. Like do that. Be cool.
Yeah.
My shit just said Bluetooth pairing mode. My bad.
No, it is true though.
Oh,
If
shit,
you
I
don't
actually
like,
disconnected.
She can't hear
can you
anything.
hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes, it is. It's fine. Oh, this is what I look like when this happens to me. Wow. See? And then Murphy, you do the mouth thing where you just act like you're talking when you're not. That's the
What?
worst. I hate that. I hate when you do
I
that.
would never do that to you.
It's so evil. Like you just make me like, oh, can you hear me? You're just like
No, I think sometimes we just have some technical issues.
technical issues. Yeah, sure, definitely.
What did I
technical
do?
issues. Yeah,
Oh no,
it
she's still
happens.
struggling.
I know, but this is me. It happens to me all the time.
I can't hear you.
Mhm,
No, it's
mhm.
okay.
Like
That's right, we
right
can
before
hear
the stream.
you. Yeah. Oh my God. To
There
this
we go.
day. Okay, she's back. It's great. We were like talking trash about you the whole time. By the way, Mari, I'm sorry. I
It's
in case you
true.
didn't know.
It's
Just
true.
uttered. Yeah.
That's
no.
fine. I'll just like Karen bully you later.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, that's her favorite pastime. So, in case you haven't noticed, but no, we're actually talking about Boa and the fact that I think most of the time people just assumed Boa was like around Luffy's age when that was happening, and that's why it just never processed for me to take a look and be like, oh yeah, it's a-okay. And then when I hear that, I'm like, oh wow, now I
Fair.
actually have to look at this differently. This is, that's
I
a little
actually
awkward.
I don't think they say her age. I think I honestly got it from a comment.
Mm.
Oh, because I was reading Amazon Lit on stream. That's what it was. And someone said, oh, by the way, Bo is 29. And I was like, well,
There goes that.
There
I'm
you go.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
especially because I met Karen through Annie Twitter, and I have known her as Boa. So I was like, I'm so excited to meet Boa. What a cool character. She has to be so great.
Yeah.
I'm
No, it's true.
let down.
If you don't love a beloved character, then it does not go well for you. Like people will not allow it.
No.
Yeah, it was interesting because it didn't get that bad. I thought it would, but there was a lot of people that like started to, because I made like a follow-up video being like, this is what I think about it. Yes, I know that she is a nuanced and complex character and she has trauma and she's taking that trauma and putting it onto Luffy because he was nice to her. But that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So people were a lot more understanding once I gave like my thought process, which I think has been the greatest part of posting critically about One Piece, is that there's a lot of things that people have said, oh my God, I never even thought about it that way. And this isn't to ever say that like I'm saying things that have never been said before. The internet is a very big place. There's a lot of people that have said probably the same thing I've said and not everyone saw it. So like, and there's people that got into One Piece and so whatever. So that's been fun, is that people have actually been very open to hearing a difference of opinion, even if they're the few that are like, I fucking love her, which is fine.
Yeah.
She is very attractive.
I didn't like Bon Clay, and that was like a thing.
That's a grievous sin in the One Piece community, not liking Bon.
Okay, but think about it. We were just talking about Alabasta and all the theming there and how that's rooted in real world stuff, right? Okay, well, consider Bon Clay is the one that impersonated King Cobra, right?
Mhm.
He was the one that took on his face, shot a person in cold blood, made it out to be Cobra. He's the reason that the kingdom turned on their king and the coup was possible. And everybody's like, yeah, but like he's a good friend. And I'm like, okay, cool. What? No, don't. I still think his scene in Impel Down, his sacrifice, I still think it was fantastic. But like, I'm allowed to not think that he's the greatest, most amazing character in the world.
Because he's not.
Because he's not.
Like that's like
See, look at
these
the chat.
are, again,
They hate it.
and that's fine. I mean, I liked him as a character, not at the beginning. I was like, what the fuck? But then like at the end of Alabasta, you know, he was like helping them and he sacrificed himself. I was like, he's so cool. I wasn't like, I hate you. Like he just didn't.
He
And
came
it was
around to
probably
him as well.
yeah. And
Just
so
wasn't
I
willing
like
to
liked him,
go crazy for him.
which is
That's
fair.
fair. Yeah.
Like it's just he's again like a morally gray character. Just because you have good deeds doesn't mean you're a good person.
So I agree.
Yeah.
So there's something that you said that I like a lot because I've been getting very angry at the One Piece community. Me and Murphy, we rage about this like all the time. One Piece fans kind of they see a character do bad things, but then when they all of a sudden do good things, it's like they were good the entire time, right? And that drives me insane, right? Because at the end of the day, like that's just not how it works. Like these guys are still pirates. They're still criminals at the end of the day. But because the way it's written, you're seeing them in the best light. So you're like, oh my God, like this is so amazing. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, Boa kicks kittens. Like Boa like turned her own people into stone. Like Boa has a bad personality. Like at the end of the day, she's traumatized, but she has a bad personality. And then she's in love with a 17-year-old. Like that's I didn't hit me until now, but it's a little psychotic, right? So I was like, hey.
Exactly. Well, and then you can put that towards every single character too. Like just because you have a traumatic past doesn't excuse the behavior that you then create as an adult.
Yes.
Like, and that's about Boa, that's about Arlong, that's about Hody, that's about so many characters. And so that's interesting. One thing that I just thought about as you were saying that is maybe I feel like a lot of these people that are reading as One Piece is coming out and, you know, maybe someone does something good. It's been so long since they probably read the bad that they're just thinking about what's directly in front of them.
Yes.
And that's something that you can't necessarily do in a story that is constantly pulling from what's been said in the past. Like I had a big argument about whether Haki was foreshadowed in the very beginning in Romance Dawn when Shanks intimidated the Sea King. I thought that it was. Others were like, no, that's retcon. And I was like, potato. Like,
yeah. No, it
could be either or.
I mean, they mentioned it in Amazon. They mentioned it in Amazon Lily, so I would say, I mean, it's been there for a while, right?
Exactly.
So there's no shame in that. And plus, like, that's when they were introduced to Logias. Once Logias became a concept, Haki only mattered when Logias became a concept. Because you're like, well, how's Luffy supposed to punch out Kiji? Like, what is he supposed to do? Yeah. Right? So no, I completely disagree with that. I'm actually getting very frustrated because I have a 2-hour drive ahead of me, and I'm gonna have to end the stream soon. But there's so many questions I want to ask you, Mark. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Because we haven't even like talked about Enel. We haven't talked about Ennis Lobby. Like, oh my God. What I really want to do. So let me at least, the people who donated, let me at least get their questions off because they have asked you a few questions. One is really toxic, so you're gonna have to just eat this one. Dark Galaxy 77 says dying because of a Yo Daddy joke is crazy, and you know.
Okay, so I literally fully made a video about this that I don't agree with that at all. I think Ace has been written from the beginning, as we have known him, to be a very impulsive character who will not take any disrespect to the two people that gave him meaning in life, and that was Whitebeard and Luffy.
Yes.
And we saw this in his cover story, like when he was infiltrating the Marine and he heard someone talking shit about Whitebeard and he like blew his cover. That is who Ace has been. So to say that he just fell for rage bait when it was just consistent storytelling and consistent writing in his character, I think is selling Oda short, because he has always, like, Ace is not someone that really had a parental figure in his life. He had Whitebeard once he got older, but the rest of his life he had no one, and all he knew was like chaos and mayhem. He never had someone to tell him like right from wrong, and so he developed a certain way, and that was to never accept disrespect in regards to Luffy and Whitebeard.
Yeah.
And Akainu knew that. He knew who Ace was, and he poked at that. I don't think that's rage bait. I think that's just consistent storytelling.
I agree. I mean, I think the ASL flashback itself kind of really emphasizes the fact that this is just in him, and it's also a trait of Roger. And that's the one thing that really picked me up, is that Roger literally was wired the exact same way. So Yeah, no. I completely agree. Here's one that'll annoy Murphy. Undulating Onion. Ask what Mari's saddest backstory is. Murphy hates the word undulating, by the way. Like she can't
I
stand it.
I was asked in my Discord to ask Murphy about undulating.
I love it.
You
I
should ban
love
that
it.
person.
Yes, you should ban that person.
Listen, some of the Murphy lore is that I can kick people from streams even if it's not my stream. So good
That's
on you
true.
for not following that advice.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
Saddest backstory would be Robin's. It's as a reader, like, and you know, just the deletion of text, of history, of attacking scholars for no other reason other than to hide history is insane to me.
Yeah.
Ugh. Sobbed like a baby on that one.
Yeah.
And Saul. Oh, Saul. Sweet, gentle giant.
Sweet, gentle giant.
Saul's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to say I'm so proud of Murphy. I'm so proud of you. I am.
I do.
I can't explain why. I can't explain why, but I'm very proud of you, Murphy. I really am.
Why does that feel condescending? What have I done?
The chat. It's fine. It's fine. They'll get it. You'll get it later. You'll think about it later. Anywho, Jesus Alvarez Jr.
You can just text me in a minute.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a bit. Just for now, I like
right.
that you have no idea what's going on. It actually makes it funnier. How does Mari feel about Marines and Garp? This is actually interesting. How do you feel about Marines and Garp? Okay.
Not good.
Okay.
I don't like them.
Oh my goodness.
I think they are terrible. I think they don't actually do anything good for society, even though they say they do. I think Garp continues to say that he wants to change things, but he has been in the Marines for 50 years now and has done nothing. And yes, he did something to help Ace by letting Luffy get past him, but then decided to be emotional and say, hold me back before I get him. I was like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, you dump these kids on someone else to raise. Don't do anything to really...
Kids, to be fair. They were dumped on him.
This is true, but he's related to Luffy at the very least.
Yes.
And he said yes to Roger about Ace. He agreed to do it. He could have said no and dumped him on someone else, but he chose to take these two in and then didn't properly raise them and then get angry when they didn't follow in his exact footsteps. And is okay with what the Celestial Dragons continue to do. And from where I am in the story, the Marines have done nothing good for society. In Arlong Park, Nezumi was just taking bribes from the fishermen. In Orange Town, Axe Morgan was a terrible leader who just ruled with fear and did nothing good for the society there. They continue to just post propaganda saying that all pirates are bad when we have seen that is not true. There are pirates that are good. Whitebeard's territory seemed to be very peaceful, and he actually cared for the people that were in his territory. Luffy's crew is obviously great. Shanks' crew has been shown to be decent. So far, the pirates don't seem that bad, but the people do. Like, I still just can't get over Sabati. That's my biggest. That was when I was like, the government is not doing jack shit here. You guys are literally okay with slavery and human trafficking. And you want me to believe that you're the good guys.
Yeah.
Everything good that you might do is brought to zero when you show me that you are okay with what happens in Sabati. So, those are my thoughts.
Yep.
Can't argue too much. I would say.
I know there's more coming.
Oh,
I know there's nuance. I know there's more, but where I'm at, no bueno.
So
let it be, Jay.
No. I'd say, funnily enough, that take is probably going to be consistent still for the most part until maybe one reveal later on. I guess my question to you is, how do you feel about Kobe and Smoker?
I think they are. So the lower Marines aren't necessarily bad people. They are people who fall to the propaganda that the military in this world is good for the world. They don't know anything, so they come from a place of ignorance. Smoker, no, that's Kobe. Smoker does know more, and he kind of seems like he's a little bit more aggressive in his approach than Garp is in actually trying to do different. Now, I think at this point, he seems like he just has a gripe against Luffy specifically, and he hasn't done much else. I'm at Punk Hazard.
I just realized that. Okay. I was just when I was thinking
just
that.
Showed up
okay.
again.
Yeah. Okay. So you're at Punk Hazard, and then there's something in Dressrosa as well. So someone says something in the chat. She's not got the Dressrosa yet. Don't mention that name.
Mm-hmm.
Curious to see how you feel about Smoker and Tashigi after Punk Hazard and after somebody in Dressrosa, because there will be some things that will change. I will say there will be some things that will change, but your opinion is mainly still the opinion of most of the community for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, all cops are bastards, all Marines are bastards. Like, if I think that in real life, and I think that in fictional life.
So then my question to you is, do you feel like Oda hasn't done a good enough job to show the actual good parts of the Marines? Do you feel like because he's mainly highlighting the good portions of the pirates, very similar to like the Bon Clay take, like for example?
I don't think it's necessary in this story, because I think the point of the Marines is to show a corrupt system, and there's no point in showing the good in a corrupt system, in my opinion. Like, they have been shown to be a antagonist at this point.
Yes.
And we have seen some characters that aren't that bad. I watched Fan Letter after I finished Return to Sabati, and I saw the story of the two. So good. I saw the story of the two brother Marines. And so, like, we are getting nuance that there are people that are good, but that doesn't get rid of the bad. Especially when, if there's good pirates and bad pirates, they're not under one umbrella that is governed by someone. They are individual groups. They're not, there doesn't need to be all good pirates, all bad pirates, because they're not governed by one person. When you look at a group like the world government and the Marines, anything that one person does is a reflection of the entire organization.
I can see your point, but what if there's a party within the Marines that acknowledges that there is corruption, but there's not something they can do about it in the moment in time, and then there is someone that stands up to it, and they have a lot of people underneath them that believe in the same thing? Would that change your opinion of the Marines? Because at the end of the day, the real organization is technically the world government itself. That's where Sabaody is, the rule of the celestial dragons, all of that stuff, right? That's kind of where all the nastiness is coming down. And then they have the Marines enact those nasty. Now, there are some Marines that are just generally reprehensible human beings, like Nezumi and Axan. They're bad, period. There's no excuse for them at all. But when you look at the Garps, when you look at, and obviously you'll get more from Garp, and you look at Kobe, and you look at Smoker and the rest of them, would you classify them as bad by association? That's what I'm curious about, because I've heard this a lot, so I like to ask people this.
I think I would, because it's mostly with Garp than I would with like Kobe, because Kobe's, he can't do anything. Like, he's just a little cadet. Like, I wouldn't expect him to have power. But someone like Garp, that is literally said to be the hero of the Marines, who should have the power to enact some change, whether that is by like dismantling a coup, I don't know, because this is an organization that I think needs like to be fixed from the inside. I think it needs to be fully dismantled and rebuilt, because you have an organization that is okay with the actions of the Celestial Dragons, and that's because my understanding of that is because the Celestial Dragons have money and power, and so they have to like kiss ass to them. But it's like, okay, at what point do you let that be your like driving factor, specifically when the actions of the few are so bad? Like, it's not like, okay, they do like They're tax evasion. I don't know, whatever. It's just what came to mind. Like something like not like, you know, terrible for like humankind. But like what the celestial dragons do is really fucking bad. Like it's not just like, oh, I don't like them that much, but we need money from them. Like no, it's really bad.
It generally
and it's generally terrible. So I wouldn't say that a small group of good ones would change my opinion as a whole on them. I think it's also a very nuanced conversation that like I'm glad there are ones that are good, but unless they are in a position to actually change how things are, it doesn't really fucking matter.
Okay, fair enough. I'm actually we're gonna do this again. The chat has been asking for a part 2 already, so I think we're already locked in for a part 2, especially with Carla catching up a little bit more as well.
Yeah,
I'm actually very excited to have you guys back. Like very excited because I've made a video on this before, and I've also talked to Murphy about this before. And this is as One Piece becomes more political, it's a very contentious point between the Marines and then the pirates, right? Because one of my stances is that we have exceptions of pirates being good, but most of the pirates are actually bad. And all you have to do is look at the public perception. And a lot of the people that Luffy runs into, they've normally been harmed by the hands of pirates in general. All of them. They're all like, wow, I didn't even know pirates were good. Right? You normally hear that a lot, especially Nami. Nami's like the first one who's been directly harmed by the hands of the pirates. Now, there are people in the Marines that allow these pirates to get away with things, which arguably make it worse. But even then, if you run into like Jaya with Bellamy, for example, what Bellamy did was heinous. Like what he did to Cricket, it's one of the angriest things I've ever experienced. Is like Bellamy himself being genuine scum, like bottom of the earth. So the satisfaction of Luffy punching him, I think it changed my brain chemistry. I've never had dopamine like that before, where it's just like you see the blood dripping from his knuckles, and I'm like, oh my god, the satisfaction of his pain.
That punch, and then the Celestial Dragon punch at Sabati.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
everybody
was so good.
needed it. Everybody needed it at that time. Everybody needed it at the time. So it was just like, oh my god, this is like perfection. So I think it's so interesting because when people say One Piece isn't political, it shocks me because you have very overt, it's not even covert, very overt political themes within the story, right? World government corrupt is like, can you get more political than that? Like, what do you like, let's not do that. And one of the biggest gripes that I've had with Garp is the fact that he says he does something, but I don't see him talk about it. I don't know what.
That's what I've heard.
What's the plan, right? So, and that's something everyone had, right? And the biggest argument has always been Marineford. Marineford is the one thing that everyone's like, "Oh, Garp, you're trash. Like you're trash."
Well,
like,
and it's one of the things that I got a lot in my comments was, well, Garp said if Ace asked for help, he would have helped him. Ace is still a child, basically, in his mental, because he didn't have the chance to develop the way that someone should have. He shouldn't have to ask to live. Yeah. He shouldn't have to ask from someone that took him in as a parental guardian. He should not have to ask that person to help him live, especially when we got the little backstory too, where he asked Garp, like, should I have been born? And Garp says, you'll have to find that out for yourself. Who says that to an 8-year-old? Can you actually be so fucking serious with me right now? Who says that?
I'm not gonna lie.
8-year-old.
I have not heard that before, but that's actually a very good point. Like he's supposed to read Nietzsche and figure out the meaning for his life. Like that's actually a good point.
This is the lad that beats the children so that they'll be strong enough to survive in the One Piece world. So, it's consistent for him.
It is.
So, I mean, that's just I can't stand
I will say, when my 8-year-old comes to me and says, this person said this about me, granted, I don't respond that way, but I do direct him toward, all right, well, who do you think you are? What's your answer to that question? because what they said sounds like nonsense. Like, what's the truth? Let's you and I work through the truth. And so you're right. That was an insane answer. But also, I do think Garp was kind of leading him toward, what do you think about yourself?
Valid. I think there was a slightly more positive way to go about that, especially when I think my problem with that is
I'm not claiming Garp as a good parent.
no, I know. I think it's just like Ace is hearing that he should have died, that he's scum, that he's a demon, that his dad was the scum of the earth, and so therefore he should literally like be banished to the pits of hell. Like, so I think Garp should have been just a tiny bit more positive with that, so that Ace didn't spend all 19 years of his life thinking, I don't deserve to be here, and I should just die, and I don't have a purpose.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I won't fight you.
I'm sorry. I've been in the chat.
I know the chat is crazy.
Garp is a Dominican grandparent who lived through the Trujillo era. Like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't even know what that means. But somebody.
The last one, Ace. Was it okay that I was born, Garp? I don't know, bum. Figure it out for yourself.
I know, that's such a good one.
Oh my god.
And that's my point.
Oh my god, that's funny. Okay, wow, that was good. All right, let me read one more super chat. From Kratos 7358. What character has left the story do you think will return in a significant way, and what character do you want most to learn about? Question mark for you, Mari.
Someone that I think is gonna return and wait. Oh my god, I just said this. I want Dory and Broggy to come back. So I was talking about how every character that we've met in these side arcs, essentially, that I think that that's for a reason. And that's coming from like my fantasy aspect, is like when we're going through side quests and we're meeting people, like they come back in the big fight at the end. So I'm hoping that they all come back. Everyone that we've met like slowly comes back and like helps Luffy in whatever the final arc is. So, but like the Giants, I hope we see them again. I thought they were so great.
Very lovable.
What was the second question?
Well.
Yes.
The second one is, what character do you want most to learn about?
I gotta not look at the chat when I say this. Kuma. I want to learn everything there is to know about Kuma.
Because you love him or because you hate him?
I don't know, but so all I know about him so far is that he helped them get away at Sabadi. He protected the Thousand Sunny because that was like his last thing that he asked Vegapunk to like program within him, and that he was part of the Revolutionary Army. So I'm like, how did you get from this extreme to this one, but then still kind of like do something? I have so many questions about him, and everyone's like, don't Google anything, don't do it, you don't do it. And I'm like, I'm not, I promise. I won't. I haven't Googled anything since I Googled Ace Age. I haven't learned my damn lesson.
What's interesting is when I was at the point that you're at currently in the series, Kuma was my answer too.
Would you look at that?
We're twins.
We really are.
Yeah.
He's just such an interesting character that I just like need to know what drove him. Like the whole idea of someone letting themselves be turned into a robot essentially with no autonomy boggles my mind. Because what led you to this? Especially when we know that he was part of Dragon's army, so he was someone that wanted change. I mean, I don't know much about the Revolutionary Army at this point, but like, I'm hoping that they're decent guys. And so I'm like, how do you get from that to no longer being a human? That's insane. And I can't wait to learn more about it.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to learn too. I genuinely can't wait.
Good answer.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Those are two really good answers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very good at sending emails as well. Just like there's an email I had to send earlier that I deeply regret, but I'll explain that to you. I'll explain that to you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the things he's known for is his email writing abilities.
Specifically, strongly worded emails. That's the term I use.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll remember.
Love that.
Yeah, I cannot go any farther, unfortunately.
Okay.
We have one from Pax. I'm not gonna say your name. Sorry. For £2. It says BookTok Stream 2 with Juliet as well. Who's Juliet? Are you guys familiar with Juliet?
Juliet. Yes, Juliet is someone else that's also reading Book Talk or One Piece. She is on. She just finished Water 7.
Okay.
I can ask her if she's open to this. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, by popular demand, part 2 will happen. I'm so upset because I really wanted to talk Fisherman Island. I mean, okay. All right. Let's just talk Fisherman Island, like, real quick. Because Fisherman Island was one of those arcs, like Murphy said, where a lot of people hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Going back again with an older mind and watching Fisherman Island again, I think it hit me in a much deeper way, mainly because I was very impressed with Oda's ability to depict racism and systematic racism. I thought it was impressive, especially with the dynamic of Fisher Tiger, Jinbei, and Arlong. To be able to write those three characters to show three different sides of people and how they experience racism, I thought was amazing. And let's throw Otihime in there because she's a fourth example of experiencing racism and how it can affect people in a different way. And I haven't seen an author do that before. Like a mangaka author, I haven't seen them do it. Like it's I can't think of any anime that's actually hit racism at 4 different viewpoints. Like it'll hit it at 1, but to get 4 different viewpoints that you all understand and be like, okay, but yeah, this is real. This is normal. It's like, okay, so you had to have studied this. Like you had to have because Jinbei's obviously like Martin Luther King core a little bit, and then you got Malcolm X with Arlong, and then Fisher Tiger is also kind of more Malcolm X than Arlong because Arlong just goes really violent, right? So there's also that, and then Otihime is just pure like inclusion. Like I'm gonna fight it with peace. We're gonna fight it with legislation. Like we're just gonna do it the right way. Period. And then Jinbei tries to do it from the inside and tries to go the diplomacy route. A little, it's a mixture of both. So like, how did you feel about that? I just think it's incredible how he did it.
I went into it with people telling me that it's not that good of an arc. It's probably gonna drag for you. And I was like, I finished it and I'm like, the fuck are you guys talking about? That was one, I read that shit in like one sitting. It was so good. I thought that, oh my God, just Hody Jones and the fact that he is like a character who never himself experienced any prejudice, any hatred directly at him, and he just learned through everyone else's experience. He took everyone else's experiences and internalized them as if he went through it and turned that into generational hatred was insane to me. Like his whole nothing moment had me like, and the fact that people think that he's not a good villain because of that boggles my mind, because I think that makes him a great villain. I think that makes him a character, a villain that you have to understand because you know someone like that. You know of someone like that.
That's true.
Like if you live in the United States, you know someone like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You fully know someone like that. Someone who has never themselves experienced anything really that negative, but heard of other people experiencing that, or heard of history of his people experiencing that, and took that as if it happened to himself, and he turned that into insane hatred, and so much hatred that it drove him to not caring about the people that he was supposed to care about.
Yeah.
He used his fishmen like they were nothing. He was okay with destroying Fishman Island. Even Arlong wouldn't have done that. Even Arlong was never okay with his people being hurt.
Yes.
And that's crazy. The fact that I'm here saying that even Arlong wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yes, Arlong, and that's why when I watched Fishman Island, it made me love Arlong twice as much, because you could tell from what he experienced and the way he treats fishmen afterwards, the genuine care he has. You know exactly where it comes from, and I'm just like, oh, Arlong is so like, Arlong went from like, oh, he's like a good villain to like in my top 5 immediately after Fishman Island. I was like, yo, I look at Arlong completely differently now.
It gave so much nuance to his character. and to learn that he went through to learn that all of these people went through the things that we saw in Sabadi
Yeah.
just makes me hate the Marines even more, because all of this points back to the Celestial Dragons.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Murphy?
No, I very much agree with everything y'all said as far as the Fishman Island arc and the different ways of looking at the ways to fight oppression. And I love the way that Oda really champions both Otahime and Fisher Tiger. You know, he's not like trying to direct us toward the right path, but rather he's showing the different paths and the progress that each makes and the sacrifice that each makes and the nobility that each has in their different ways of fighting for the freedom of their people. And then you also see it from a nuanced perspective in, even though Shirahoshi isn't my favorite character, but like she's also a product of this. She's been shut away because of all the violence and because of all the preying on her. Like she is a 16-year-old who's been in essentially solitary confinement. I mean, she has been isolated because of the threat on her life, because of all of the upheaval that's been happening around her. So you see not only in these major characters their different ways of fighting oppression and trying to or being a product of the oppression and continuing the cycle because of all of that, but you also see these side characters that are being affected in really significant ways because of this divide. And since she was 6, that's right, Rafe's Revenge, like so much that is being foisted on characters. They didn't do anything, and in many ways they're not even experiencing it on the same levels that others are, but they're still being stuck in this horrible, they're still being a product of this horrible thing that's happening all around them. And I also just really love the nuance of Fisher Tiger's end, where like,
oh my god, I know,
so hard, like he still can't quite let go, but he wants others to be able to let go. I just like, I don't know. I feel like we could talk about Fishman Island for far too long because there's so many layers there. Like Oda, the arc was long, but I think Oda needed that time to really flesh all these things out. And if you want a lot of really good fights and a really, really epic, cool villain, then yeah, Fishman Island doesn't deliver on those things. But if you want some really nuanced themes, Fishman Island delivers.
Yeah. Well, and also I feel like it drives the story so much in terms of the world building that it does, with like talking a little bit more about like the Void history with the pointing glyph that Robin discovers, and the fact that like the one in Skypiea pointed to Fishman Island, like just everything that it delivers in terms of like what's to come later is crazy. Like I want to know like what's the promised day, who's Joy Boy, like so cool.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. I think the only reason Fishman Island is not like an 8 or a 9 for me is mainly because Vanderdecken and Sanji just so bad. Like it's bad enough that it actually, I have to dock points for it, especially considering that the Sanji plot line was so distracting. It was so intrusive. It was so stupid. Like it was just so
unnecessary.
Dumb. It was just absolutely dumb. And Vanderdecken, I get he served a purpose, but I really think we could have been okay without him in the story period. But
I agree.
I would have just been okay. But he again wasted screen time, like generally. And Hody, I'm not the biggest fan of Hody, but he served a purpose and he represented something. So for the bare minimum, I'm like, look, he was used well and he was kind of mid at the end, and that's fine. But that's completely fine. That's not a big deal. So that's why, but it would be a 9 out of 10 if it wasn't for those two. Like it really would. One of the moments I like to highlight as well, I think probably Sanji's worst moment in the story is when Jinbei was apologizing to Nami, which is a very beautiful moment for Nami, by the way. Sanji interrupting, I was so disgusted with him.
That's worse than Thriller Bark Sanji?
Yeah. In terms of like narrative purpose, not I'm talking about narratively. I'm talking about for his character, right? Like we're talking about like ignoring the gag because Oda, I just accepted Oda's violently unserious when it comes to that. But when it comes to him interrupting Jinbei's apology and demanding stuff, like who are you? Who put you here?
This isn't your conversation.
It's not your conversation. Yeah. You ain't got nothing to do with it. Like I was like, Sanji, bro, just get out of here. And I love Sanji, but I was like, even I can admit, bro, that's just reprehensible. Like
Yeah.
the self-insert. We all know somebody that self-inserts into something. Like if you saw that in
Especially
real
a
life,
conversation like that, and that happens a lot where you're having
Yes.
like a tough conversation that deals with like prejudice and shit that people are dealing with, and then you
Yeah.
got someone that hasn't fucking dealt with shit like that specifically
exactly.
and inserts himself into that conversation as if he has any stock in it. Ridiculous.
Yes, it was so bad, and I bring that up a lot. I do, unfortunately, but I have to be fair as a Sanji fan because I give him a lot of praise. So I was like, I can't do that. Not with it. Not with it.
You gotta attack a little bit and balance it out.
You got to. Okay. If I don't stop, we're gonna keep going forever. So we're gonna wrap up for today. But Mari, it was a pleasure having you on. It's a pleasure having you and Carl on. This was really fun. This turned out to be
It was
better.
so good.
I knew it was gonna be
great.
good. Yeah, but this is great. Murphy, thank you, by the way. Murphy is like the best co-host ever, by the way. In case you guys don't know. Like we stream together all the time, but like I knew like this would be great. So Murphy, thank you for coming. She's very
Thanks
busy.
for having me.
Yes, this was great. This is great. We had a good time. And I'm very happy the chat really enjoyed it. The chat really enjoyed you and Carla quite a bit. So
I'm
this is
so
this
glad.
is really awesome. Right? So this has been good. We'll definitely be doing a part 2. We'll just use this Discord chat. You guys just keep us updated with where you're at, and then we can try and plan
Amazing.
this moving forward. But guys, obviously, if you have not, Karen put the TikToks of Mari and Carla in the chat. Also, subscribe to their YouTube channel. We're at the point now we're a family. So once you've collabed here and you're part of this, you're part of the family. So anytime you come in your
Amazing.
chat, everyone in my community is gonna love you. That's just how it works here. So feel free to stop by whenever. Feel free to say hi. Subscribe to these guys, of course. And yeah, we'll be definitely doing this again. Any last thoughts? Any plugs? Feel free to plug anything.
This was so good. I had so much fun.
I'm glad. Okay, so they'll be in the description as well, obviously. So check the description. We'll pin everything. It'll be great. Murphy, do you have any plugs?
Thanks for having us.
Of course, anytime. Chat, thank you for being so much fun. You guys are great. This was hilarious. And I will be seeing you guys on, I don't know, a One Piece memes video will be coming out. Outside of that, I have no idea. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone, by the way. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Such a good week to do this.
I know. It's like perfect. So all the holidays and all that knickknacks. Anywho, thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys.